Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from the chilly Nairobi. This is the semi-final match, the first semi-final match after a series of league games. We are here for the first semi-final match to be played between the HARIOM Titans and Purple Caps. So once again, we'd like to welcome you all to Sri Kachilewa Patel Samaj LAXMANBHAI Construction Premier League Season 2, organized by Sri Kachilewa Patel Samaj Youth League. Get ready for thrilling cricket, unmatched sportsmanship and vibrant community spirit. We'd like to thank all our sponsors. We begin with our title sponsor, LAXMANBHAI Construction Limited, live streaming media partners, EPCO Quarries Limited, Gulf Timber and Hardware Supply Limited, silver sponsors, South Yorks Farms, Apex Steel and Apex Piping, bronze sponsor, Broadwalk Mall and Woodways Kenya Limited, fuel partner, Silver Star Manufacturers Limited and HARIOM Titans, man of the match partner, Juja Blocks Limited, highest sixes partner, Saj Anand Creatives Limited, dot balls, MK Builders, Kapil Timber, Alpha Aluminium and BBC Auto Parts. Media partners, East FM. So today for this all-important toss, we have with us a group of ladies who have been the pillar of support for this whole tournament by providing the meals for the match officials and the tournament officials throughout the matches. And I'd like to welcome them. So please, ladies, please, you're most welcome. So they'll be doing the toss, and for that I'd like to invite both the captains, the captain Azaz Kotaria for Purple Cap and Neeraj of HARIOM Titans. So Neeraj will be doing the toss. Neeraj, sorry, the toss. So we'll request the ladies to please do the toss. Neeraj will do the call. Youth League is a call. Samaj it is. So Azaz has won the toss. Azaz, I'd like to request you to step forward. Azaz, important game और टॉस मिला, क्या करना चाहेंगे आप?
हम पहले बैटिंग करना चाहेंगे.
कोई खास वजह? विकेट बहुत अच्छी है. Is that the reason? और इससे पहले वाले मैचेस में आप जैसे खेल रहे हैं वो एक रीजन था?
नहीं, अभी हम नॉर्मल विकेट है और नॉर्मल खेलेंगे और जीतने की कोशिश करेंगे.
ये टूर्नामेंट जो है आपके लिए एक रोलर कोस्टर राइड रहा है. पहले आपका शुरुआत अच्छा हुआ, बीच में थोड़े गेम्स अच्छे नहीं गए, बट फाइनली आप लोगों ने ब्रिलियंट कमबैक किया, बैक टू बैक गेम्स जीते. तो अभी टीम का मोरल कैसा है?
अभी हमारा मोमेंटम अच्छा है और हम वही मोमेंटम के साथ जाएंगे आज.
और आज इस गेम में कोई चेंजेस किया है इस गेम को नजर रखते हुए?
नहीं, सेम टीम है.
ओके, विशिंग यू ऑल द बेस्ट. आई लाइक टू वेलकम नाउ नीरज ऑफ HARIOM Titans. Neeraj, the toss didn't go your way, but what would you love to do?
Oh, I like to bowl also.
So that was a good toss to lose.
Yeah.
So is there any change? Because you guys have been doing excellently well throughout the tournament. Now you are at the top of the table. You had a brilliant game yesterday. So how is the morale of the team right now?
The morale is always on the top. So we are just going to play basic cricket and try to win this match.
So is it the same team that you would like to continue, or is there any changes?
No, there's no change. Just the same team.
So wish you good luck. And that's the news from the center. Purple Cap have won the toss and they have decided to bat first.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it's the big one. It's semi-final one here between the Purple Caps and the HARIOM TITANS. HARIOM TITANS are on a winning streak of 5 in a row. And while on the other hand, Purple Caps, who won with the narrowest of margin 3 days ago and are here taking up on the roller of HARIOM TITANS. And as we see, there's been an early signal sent straight to the third umpire. And in Combox joining me is yours truly, Prashad. Welcome back once again.
Thank you, Mitesh. Yes, as you rightly said, big game in progress. After a series of league games, we are here for the first semi-finals between the team who has topped the chart, HARIOM TITANS, along with team number 4, Purple Cap. The news from the center, of course, is Purple Cap won the toss, an all-important toss, and decided to bat first. They wanted to put a score on the board which they were confident to defend, as per the captain, Ezaz Kotaria and Nirav. In the meanwhile, there's a decision pending here, and the umpire signals it's at out. That is a wicket of the first delivery, and this seems to be an unfortunate incident unfolding here. And which wicket is that? That's the wicket. Unfortunate first delivery. Jignesh has to walk back, a long walk back. Very unfortunate. A lot of hopes would have been shattered, unfortunately, but that's how the game of cricket is. First delivery, but this is a dramatic start, Mitesh, to a game which also promises to be a dramatic one.
Look, already you can see the captain there not happy with the proceedings so far. He's not the one who called for the run. Jignesh Hirani unfortunately was running on the danger end. There was no signal there. Yes, it's the most unfortunate way to start an inning. It's a diamond duck for Jignesh. And of course with that, look at that. The bowling side already with the spring in their feet. Extra pumped now. Will have all the reasons to go and attack Sukhi there. So Prashad, look, one team coming off 5 wins on the trot. They played yesterday. On the other hand, Purple Caps had a 3 days rest, having won the previous game with just a single run margin. How is it going to be played out here? Because here is one team who's not had a full day to rest. They have the winning momentum on their side. On the other side, Purple Cap have had a good rest. How do you see the two scenarios?
I think both the teams are equally equipped, because remember, they both are coming from a regular season of cricket that they've been playing, so they're used to this kind of a workload, and they have actually played enough cricket to adjust their schedules to such workload. But interestingly, this time HARIOM TITANS have gotten their ace bowler Peter Koech back. He was missing in action yesterday. Peter comes back in, and we've also seen, I was also equally happy, or rather it was pleasant to see the way the Purple Caps have come back. I mean, they didn't have a great start towards the beginning of the tournament. They were their key player, Ezaz Kotaria, the captain, was missing in action, but slowly he got the momentum. Not just, of course, he was very good throughout the tournament in bowling, but what was missing was those runs which was expected from his bat, which started coming in, and that gave in much more impetus. And to add up, Sukhdeep Singh, who you see on screen, has also been a great revelation for the team, who came back after serving the national duty. So this looks like a belter of a game, and I'm sure that the crowd and the fans, everyone will enjoy. Could have been, because it looks like they also wanted some additional changes, because they got an extra spinner yesterday. Could be the way they wanted to play against the Nairobi Capitals, and also it was maybe on another note, they could have also been trying someone else, because they were already through to the semi-finals. They didn't have any pressure at all in that game. The entire pressure was on Nairobi Capitals, so they wanted to maybe give an opportunity to another player and see if that person can actually come good for the knockouts.
losing an early wicket never helps you, especially when you won the toss, gone out to, up to bat first. In a pressure situation, pressure game, you win, you lose, you're out. Any change of how they will approach these two very well experienced batsmen for the purple cap? We know they have done it in the past. They are capable of the long innings. That brings end to the first over, a very successful one for the HARIOM Titans, conceding just one, but most importantly, picking up that wicket.
Absolutely. But just to answer your question once again, look, when you have reached the knockouts, I think the team dugout and the dressing room would all be only very positive approach, irrespective of how the game progresses. Because remember, from out of the 8 teams, you need to be good enough to be at the final 4, and all the teams and their dugouts and the coaches and the management would be very proud of themselves and the team having made it to the final 4. So the message out there would be to just go and play out their best, enjoy the day, because in a crunch game, it is always the teams who hold on to their nerves who come out victorious.
Talking of nerves, the team that's batting today held on to the nerves in the previous game. They won by 1 run. Of course, we all know that they didn't have the best of the run rates had it gone to the run rate scenario for them. But that 1 run victory is what has led to the ticket to the semi-finals. And yes, I am also of the opinion that however you performed during your league stages, what is more important and more crucial is how you perform on this semi-final day, because I feel this is a different pressure altogether. It's a different scenario. Yes, forms coming in does help you personally and an individual, but it's a different pressure when you're playing a knockout game.
Absolutely, knockouts are always pressure, because you know there's no second chance here. The league games, obviously, you all know that you have one more game that you want to look onto. But here, it's basically a knockout. And so far, the team HARIOM Titans have been able to justify the fact that they have, as the captain Neeraj was saying, that he wanted to bowl first, and they're justifying it. The first over, a great one from the experience of Peter Koech, and now the second over from Samar Gajjar. The umpire is possibly telling the bowler that he might be just walking onto the pitch, or
there's a call for a new bat, I think.
Or there's a bat change here.
Sonu's bat seems to have been broken from the handle.
So first 2 balls, Samar has been on the money. The first over, very well delivered by the experience of Peter Koech. And now second over, Samar also, we saw him bowled a brilliant spell yesterday against the Nairobi Capitals. He came in power play, and later on he consolidated his good spell even after the power play. So first 2 balls, we saw that it was both arm balls, bringing it in towards the right-hander, and this is much expected of a left-arm spinner who comes in to bowl during the power play, because you're not going to be getting a lot of reps, you're not going to be getting a lot of turn. So most of the left-arm spinners would like to use a arm ball, and this is where the right-handed batsmen have to be much more watchful.
Bat change has been done. We resume back. The turn seen early on, even with the new ball, there is turn in this wicket. It's a different wicket from yesterday.
Yes, you're right, absolutely. It was the one before the wicket that was played yesterday, and this was a belter of a track. A lot of runs scored. This wicket has been a runs galore throughout the tournament. We've seen big scoring games being chased down in this wicket. So we look forward to a very action-packed game where we can see a lot of runs during the day.
No, look, the crowd is coming in slowly. They are expecting a big match here. The fans, their supporters have all flocked in. I can see fans wearing the team colors. A loud appeal there by Samar Gajjar and the keeper. The most important man out in the middle, clearly not interested.
I think it was clearly going down leg. Even the impact, if you might see in replay, was clearly outside the line of the stumps. You see here the impact was clearly a missing leg stump. So the umpire clearly not interested. Very experienced umpire, Girish. So he knows exactly what he's doing there.
You are earlier on down in the middle during the toss. What was the reaction of both the captains in terms of opting? Like, for example, Azaz won the toss. How did you see the pitch is going to behave? What did he mention as his target that they will be looking for?
No, we didn't. He basically did not mention any specific target that he had in mind. But of course, the fact that they wanted to bat first because that's been the culture that they have set in their team. They've been successful putting a total and defending it. On the other end, HARIOM Titans are also comfortable chasing those totals because they know that this wicket is a belter of a track. It's not going to change much towards during the day, especially more so because it's a T20 game. It's not a longer format. So with the wicket being remaining the same, it would be an equal opportunity for both the teams. But only thing that you need to make sure as HARIOM Titans is not to give them a huge total, which obviously can put a lot of pressure because this is a crunch game. Semi-finals and finals, as you know, are always pressure games.
And look for every inning, you set mini targets, and for now the target would be how to approach this power play from both the batting perspective and the bowling. More so importantly, especially when you won the toss and are going out to bat first, having lost an early wicket. But what is a realistic target that you think that would be good enough to set a platform from there to launch on?
I think this wicket, even if you can score anything past 180, would be a good score, especially being semi-finals. And then you have to also understand they have a good bowling lineup, Azaz Kotaria, and followed by other bowlers of Purple Cap. We have the youngster Sachin Shiani, who would be looking forward to see a left-arm spinner. He will be quite excited at the fact of seeing Samar Gajjar getting a lot of support from the wicket. So he would be looking forward to utilize when his turn comes as well. But anything past 180 would be a good total, considering that this is a semi-final game.
Semi-final, scoreboard pressure. What a shot there. The first opportunity for Azaz, the skipper, to flex his arms, and has taken full advantage of that.
That's a maximum, the first maximum of the bat of Azaz Kotaria. The captain himself stepping down the track, realizes that it was a full delivery coming into him, creates room and hits it towards long on. And the moment it left his bat, it was going all the way. And this is the first maximum of the day from the bat of Azaz Kotaria.
Yeah, Azaz, I think, had seen enough. Had gone 5 deliveries without scoring a run, and it was enough for him then. Look at that. Now he's back into his rhythm, and that spears the gap between point and cover. Will race down to the boundary.
One of the most beautiful shot, and personal, my favorite is the cut shot. Coming in, hitting it between the two fielders. What a beautiful sight to see. As if he's just measured the distance between those two fielders. The moment it left his bat, it was sailing all the way. This is a lightning quick outfield at the Sri Kachileva Patel Samaj Stadium. And the ball was flying and it went past the rope for yet another boundary. This over, Mitesh, Azaz looking dangerous.
Yeah, look, I think he realized the importance of, just trying to settle himself down after the loss of an early wicket, especially when it was a run-out call, I know as a batsman, when you're in the middle, you might feel the guilt that the run-out was cause of you. So maybe that was a bit of a conundrum he went into thought process. We've now seen him, he's back to the Azaz that we have all seen this tournament so far.
That was just quite unfortunate that his fellow partner had to hold on and had to lose his wicket. But you need to move on as a batsman because you have to play a much bigger role considering the context of the game, and you are one of the most senior player to whom that the other players are also looking up to. Swing down the pads. Sukhdeep Singh wanting to flick it, couldn't find the connection. Umpire signals a leg by. Sukhdeep Singh gets to the non-striker, and at the end of 3 overs, the score of Purple Caps are on 15 for the loss of 1 wicket.
Samar Gajar will continue from the school end. 15 for 1. It's been a slow start for the purple cap. Right on the money there from Samar Gajar, who's had a brilliant tournament so far. Picked up wickets, and most importantly, picking up wickets early on. Some change in field there. And that is pierced through. Sonu clear that. On. Now it's the boundary rider is at the long off region. Yep. Oh, loud appeal there. If the umpire has raised his finger, no hesitation there. Look, plumb front of the wicket there. Wow, what display there from the two bowlers. Sukhdeep Singh clearly unhappy. Yes. Another ball that might have just remained slightly low.
That was straight caught on the in front of the wicket. And look at the run from Samar. He's not even looking at the umpire. He is dead sure that was his wicket. Brings it in, but this straightens up a little more. And it was straight caught in front of the stumps. And this is a big wicket in the context of the game. The experienced Sukhdeep Singh has to walk back. And this is the second blow for Team Purple Cap.
Nilakash Tambe walking out in the middle. His team in all sorts of trouble there. 2 early wickets. Not the ideal start, especially when you won the toss.
No, absolutely. They'll not be very happy with the way they are batting so far. But on the other hand, HARIOM Titans continuing the momentum that they've had in the previous games. Some are bringing it back again. Very consistent. Second over so far, only conceding 5 runs. And look at the extra bounce there. This has surprised everyone. Even the keeper surprised. That was a lot of extra bounce. I think he brought it a little bit of extra effort on that ball. Coming on the seam. It would be interesting to see a replay if we can have one. Coming onto the seam and getting that extra bounce. And as I rightly said, this was from the school end. Yes. There you go. You look at this. That is the extra one. It actually deflected off the hands of Nilakash Tambe. Wow.
Taken to him totally by surprise. The first variable bounce we've seen of the game so far.
This side has always been supporting with extra bounce, the school end. And this is where the fast bowlers have really utilized them. So I think the fact that he's a left-arm spinner, bowling to 2 right-handed batsmen, this was a longer boundary towards the offside. Could be one of the reasons why he's decided to come from the school end, giving a bit of extra bit of comfort of having an extra bowling to a longer boundary. And especially considering this is a power play where he has only the leverage of 2 fielders outside the circle.
Yukarai coming into ball now. So just before the toss, I ended up also doing bowling warm-up with Yukarai. And I think he was consistently told by the coach, there is your mark. make sure the ball bounces at the 2-meter length, and it will do the trick from there on. So a lot of last-minute efforts were put in by the coach towards youth, especially approaching just before release of the ball and ensuring that he balls at that 1.5, 2-meter length. Perhaps something that the coach had seen in the pitch, and that's why he's been opted to ball from the volleyball court end.
A lot of decisions that you have to make as a coach, and I think it's very important, especially in this format, that a coach's role, coach and captain always, Mitesh, unlike let's say a football game or any other format, this sport has a lot of importance for a captain and the coach. In the middle, we see that there's an edge there, but surprisingly, there's no slip fielder in place, considering this is the first over of UKRI. But the third man cuts it, but still ends up giving 2 runs to Nilakash Tambe. He would have wanted to have a first slip at least in there, because the ball is still moving.
And of course, when the batsman is new, you want to have that option of having your slip fielder there. The ball is doing quite a lot right now in the early stages of this innings. These two batsmen have their work cut out. You know, they need to ensure that the scoreboard keeps ticking. They need to ensure that they don't go so slow at the scoring rate. It hasn't been the fastest start that they would have hoped for. It's just scoring at 5 and over so far. A realistic target maybe from here on till the power play would at least be anything above 40 runs from here on. And of course, they wouldn't want to lose any more wickets. Captain Azaz back on strike. Over the cover, yes. Lofted through. Easy pickings there for the captain.
Azaz doing best what he can. Stretches himself, realizes the ball is going away, hits it past the extra cover fielder, and it had 4 runs written all over it the moment it had left his bat. Good extension of his arms, good hand-eye coordination. He realized that the ball was doing quite a bit in terms of going away, and he realized that Yugo was moving away from the right-hander, and he was quick to pounce on to that opportunity. He's looking good on his 16 runs from 10 deliveries.
That's it. That's cleared. It's gone through. Azaz has upped the tempo there. He's on the gas now.
He likes walking around the track for fast bowlers. Reminds me of Robin Uthappa, who would often walk down the track whenever there's a fast bowler who's bowling. And this time the bottom hand comes into play. He whacks it towards the mid-wicket region. The ball was coming in, and he uses the bottom hand to whip it away towards the mid-wicket, but still gets him 4 runs.
It also helps you to unsettle the bowler. You know, the bowler has a preset mind as to where he wants to pitch the delivery. But when you walk up front to him, there's already doubts in his mind as to where he's going to bowl. So 2 things are going to happen. You end up getting a loose delivery, and the fact that right now there is field restriction. Anything above the 30-yard circle, more or less, it is run to the boundary.
Yeah, usually as a bowler, you have a tendency to bang it short towards his body. But he realizes that if he misses it slightly by a minimum margin as well, there's no protection, as you rightly said, at the mid-wicket, because both of his 2 other fielders are on this side towards long on and cover point. So you will not have that protection, and you will always end up getting 4 runs. So this is at the end of over number 5. The score moves to 31 for the loss of 2 wickets. There's another change in progress. Brings in Mahendra Shiani. He's been an experienced campaigner. He's always come in good for the HARIOM Titans. He's looked good throughout this tournament, picking crucial wickets for Team HARIOM Titans. So this would be interesting contest between Nilakash Tambe and Mahendra Shiani.
Final over of the power play. Third man and the deep square leg patrolling the boundaries. We saw some extra bounce in the previous over from this end. Oh, player coming underneath it. What a catch, he's held on to that. That is for you, the special man, Samar Gajjar, running behind. Ensure he doesn't take his eyes off the ball. And look at that. Nil Akash Tambe.
This is a brilliant catch. And none other than the Superman himself, Samar Gajjar. He has been having a fantastic day already with the ball and on the field. Running behind him. He was running, the ball was behind him, it was high in the air, he had run to behind and then hold on to it still. This is a fantastic catch. It is not easy at all. It was a pull shot, he was not able to connect it. Again, a bit of extra bounce, as I said, from this end, not allowing him to get the distance. And this is a fantastic catch. As you can see, he was running behind. And it is never easy to hold on to a catch like this. And this is a stunner from Samar Gajjar, the Superman.
Yeah, I think the extra bounce did to Nilakash Tambe. Just couldn't manage to time that ball well. Not the best of the start that the captain for the Purple Cap would have hoped for, having lost 3 already in the power play. They're struggling and struggling big time. They need a partnership, let alone up the scoring rate. They need a partnership now. It's desperate needs of them.
And certainly you're playing against a team like HARIOM Titans, who've been on the money throughout the tournament, Mitesh. Be it batting, fielding, bowling, they've looked like a complete unit and they've looked like a team to beat.
As I mentioned earlier on, just when we got on air, it's a team that's won 5 on the trot. It's a team that's got a juggernaut rolling, and they haven't had the lag of yesterday's game. They've actually carried on to that. They're pumped up, and when you pick up 3 wickets in the power play, the captain couldn't have asked for more than that. I'm sure Neeraj right now is absolutely pumped up with how his fielding team has responded to that task.
And as I told you, big games, big players come into action. Mahendra Shiani, a very important player for team HARIOM Titans, coming into the big occasion, first delivery, picks up a wicket. What a start it has been for him, isn't it?
Absolutely. Look, power play wickets are definitely going to hurt the batting side. Whichever stage of the tournament you're playing, if you pick up wickets in the power play, it's definitely going to hurt you, and it will hurt you bad. And especially when the toss has not gone in your favor. Now you're trying to set up a target. You're already chasing the game from the power play already, you know.
So if you do not get a good power play in a T20 game, you're always going to be catching up. So was said by one great player that I know of. And this is very true in a context of a T20. The game has evolved so much that a lot depends on the first 5 overs and the last 5 overs. The mid stage, yes, is very important, those 10 overs, but you need to have wickets in hand. This is the time where you build up on the partnerships that you've already formed during the power play. Unfortunately for the Purple Caps so far, they are heavily reliant on Azaz Kotaria, who seems to be the only batsman right now who's looking set, and they would hope that he plays long, especially today, if they were to get to a reasonable total, to be able to threaten the HARIOM Titans' strong and long batting lineup.
No, absolutely. Look, no doubt that Azad can pull that long inning, but what is more important now is Nikhil Hirani and the incoming batsmen thereon to make sure that they play a good supporting role. You shouldn't over-rely on the captain, because that will there will be added pressure on him. But if you can chip away the few boundaries, ensure that the scoreboard is sticking. In this case, look at that. It's 4 dots for Nikhil Irani. That already is piling up pressure. Suddenly we are seeing only 30 runs in the power play.
I'm a little surprised that why they are holding on to Francis Mutua, because Francis Mutua is a very senior player. He's been playing for the national team. He's played domestic leagues. He plays for Kachileva himself. There's another catch here, and this marks the return of Nikhil Hirani without disturbing the scorers. He wanted to use the wicket. He was stepping down the track, but Mahendra Shiani was very good. He just hit on the track, and he uses the extra bounce. And what an over so far this has been. A wicket and no runs.
2-wicket maiden being your final over of the power play. It's 4 in the power play for the Hariom Titans. They could not have asked for a better bowling performance, especially when they were asked to field first. Look at that. They have absolute all the reasons to be pumped up, to be extra energetic in the grounds there. Look at that. Yes, frustration there from Nikhil.
So now this brings in the next batsman. At the end of 6 overs, we are looking at a score of 31 for the loss of 4 wickets. Now the new batsman is Ghanshyam Shiani. He will have a big role to play at this point in time, because right now this is a time that they would expect the partnership to be building on, and whereas for the Hariom Titans, they would be wanting to get a couple of more wickets to expose the tail. So far the game not shaping up the way it would have expected for Purple Cap, Mitesh.
Look, and talk of putting up more pressure. The captain has decided this opportunity here, has given the ball to the most experienced campaigner in their team, Shem Goche.
First ball expected, the arm delivery coming in from Shem Goche. Equally up to the mark. Seems like Azaz is already expecting that. Pushes it towards the long on fielder and gets a single. Goes off strike, brings in Ghanshyam Shiani, and he would be facing the experienced Shem Goche. A great evening today, the first semi-finals between the Hariom Titans and Purple Cap.
Look at that turn. Absolute on the money from Shem.
Stock delivery. What Shem Goche is known for. You've seen him in the circuit for so many years. He's absolutely good with his craft. Good would be an understatement. He's great with his craft. Lot of experience from the national team as well. As we see, there's a try for a second run, but not to be. With that single, Ghanshyam moves on to 1, and he also gets off strike, brings in Azaz Kotaria back on strike again. So Mitesh, it would totally depend on Azaz right now to stay there and play a long innings, and the other players will have to support him, play around him. What they need here is a partnership. At least 40-50 runs partnership.
It's absolute crucial that they don't lose wickets in a hurry. This could come down trembling like a pack of cards. What they need to make sure is have many targets. So say up to the 10th over, do not lose any wickets. Get that scoreboard ticking in with singles and take advantage of the loose deliveries. Look, you are bound to get a loose delivery. Take maximum advantage of it. But like you said, they need someone to support them. Azaz needs someone to support them in ensuring that it's not him doing all the hitting and scoring, you know.
So now they have the experience of Francis Mutua yet to come. They would be hoping for Francis Mutua to come later on and do the damage. I believe that's the reason the coach and the captain himself is holding on to him, because he can be a very deadly customer, especially in the fag end of the innings and the latter part of the innings, although he's a great batsman at any period of time. And with that, we are actually coming to the end of 7th over. Score moves on to 36 for the loss of 4 wickets. So far, Hariom Titans would be very happy. As the captain Neeraj was saying, this was a good toss to lose. He would have definitely bowled first. I was also having a chat with one of their flamboyant opener, Shubham Patel. He was also telling me that the team was clear about wanting to bowl first, irrespective of whether they win the toss or not. So I'm sure this was something that they would have taken up anyway.
Precisely. Look, a lot of importance will go on to how the other batsmen are going to take that responsibility to ensure that it's not only the captain going to be doing bulk of the scoring. With of course field spread now, there's that opportunity of, you know, taking the single, especially if you are Ghanshyam right now, taking the singles and give maximum strike to Azaz, who is found easy going there. Yes, despite seeing wickets fall in a hurry on the opposite end. He's found it easy going there. And look, that's what he's done. He's realized that ball that's just balled right now, it's not there for the hitting. Pick the single run with your soft hands and pick the single.
And this is what he would be expecting to do moving forward. And he would be expecting Ghanshyam Shiani, a good experienced player. He plays for the Kachileva team in the Nairobi County Cricket Association tournament. And it would be expected of him to support his captain, because at this point in time you would have seen a completely different Azaz Kotaria if it was only 37 for 1. But now Azaz would be playing more like the sheet anchor role, where he would be supporting to get a singles and expecting the other players to go after the bowling. But important for them would be also to keep the scoreboard ticking, because right now they are less than 6 runs per over and they're up against the batting lineup of HARIOM Titans, who have a very strong batting lineup. They bat deep.
A bit of an uneven bounce here from this side. We've seen a couple of balls just spike up after the bounce. This one, the previous delivery remained a bit low. Loud call and early enough there. And that's what I mean. Look at the awareness Azaz had. He saw the opportunity for the single, straight away off pursuit. He was running towards the danger end.
Also, the fact that Mahendra Shihani is a very crafty bowler. He knows exactly what he's doing. We have seen him over the years as well. He's a very experienced campaigner. He knows that he's always getting a bit of extra bounce from this side, from the school end. So you would not find him going to the arc of the batsman usually. He often likes to bowl the 3/4 area, gets the extra bounce, coming into the right-handed batsman, troubling them. And this time he comes in full. Lucky enough not to have found the fielder. That's yet another 4 runs from the bat of Azaz Kotaria, who's been doing the bulk of scoring for Team Purple Caps. And for Team Purple Cap, they would be hoping the captain to stay in there longer and to keep getting those boundaries. As you can see, he was deceived a little bit with the extra bouncer, trying to work it towards the mid-wicket region, gets a leading edge, but lucky enough to not have found the point fielder. Gets a boundary, much needed one for Team Purple Cap. But I'm sure this is not going to be upsetting Mahendra Shihani, because he knows he's right there on the money still.
Yeah, sometimes, you wouldn't mind considering the boundaries. It was not from the middle of the bat, so definitely a win there for the bowler. This time straight to the fielder.
This time Mahendra would consider himself lucky. This was a full delivery outside the off stump, giving the full license to the quality of Azaz Kotaria. He realizes that he could have actually hit it a bit more finer, but ends up finding the fielder there.
That's T20 cricket for you in 2 different balls. One end of the spectrum to the other in 2 consecutive balls. You bowl a good ball, it's gone for taken the edge and gone for a boundary.
Excellently put, Mitesh. I think we could not have better worded that one.
Single to end the over after 8. The Purple Cap are at snail pace, 43 for the loss of 4 wickets.
I think in the context of this game, having lost the first 4 wickets, the Purple Cap would be okay to at least move in with 6 to 7 runs per over towards the next 4-5 overs. And then at the 12th or the 13th over, if they have not lost in more wickets, they would definitely now go for the charge. But the key here would be Azaz Kotaria. For me, because he has to play through, because he's already got a good start, and I'm sure he's a very experienced campaigner. Back of his mind, he knows exactly what he needs to do. And also the fact that Azaz knows the bowlers who are going to come in would be a great help for him, because he's been playing this tournament for many years now and he knows these bowlers very well.
No, look precisely. But you saw the scoreboard in just a while back. What's really troubled the batting side is the single digits, and the 4 players that have gone sent back have gone out with single digit scoreline.
So this was an opportunity here. Azaz Kotaria might have thought of missing out on that. That was an arm ball, missing down leg. He wanted to hit a slow sweep. This time slightly better line from Shemangoche. He's hitting the deck, not giving any room to free his arms for Azaz Kotaria. He's coming in for his next delivery. Balls in the stock delivery.
We have just been delivered a special piece here to the comb box. It's a bat of Sukhi here. Look at that. It should be taken to the museum. The way it has been damaged. I wonder what he was doing with that.
I think he was done by a bit of an extra bounce from Samar Gajar. That ball hitting straight onto the handle, and it's actually broken from the handle here. It's a little unfortunate.
You know, the funny bit is, I think it is, if I'm not wrong, this is the same bat he mentioned to me before the toss, that it's finally one he's got good grip on. Well, he'll have to now start knocking another bat to it to make sure he finds the good willow for himself. Nevertheless, look, it's a very important battle going on out there in the middle right now. Sam Goche vis-a-vis Azaz Kotheria.
And this is also interesting, you know, especially the way the game has evolved. These days you see modern day batsmen having much more lighter bats than the older days, where you'd have seen the likes of Sachin Tendulkar almost using 2 kilo bats. Then you've had Chris Gayle, of course, he always used, because of his stature and this persona, he always used to have a heavy bat. And now you look at modern day, you still have Andre Russell, someone who uses a very heavy bat. But most of the T20 players, let's say the likes of Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, most of the bats are between, they always play between 1050 grams to 1150 grams. That's the area, because especially the kind of fast bowlers, and with 140, 150, you need a good light pickup which allows you to play through the line quickly, because there you have very few fraction of a second to react. When the ball is coming at you 140 plus in a wicket, let's imagine at Perth or Brisbane or Melbourne, you can imagine that you don't have much time to react.
You mentioned a very important point, yeah, how the game has evolved. A lot is involved in the bat technology, where you don't have to spend hours knocking the ball, right? You don't see now the red marks on your bat, or you don't hang it. Olden days we used to hang in the socks and, you know, knock so that you get your rhythm right. You know, you're able to you're going to set your bat right, but you rightly put it up.
So because of the technology, because you have got a lot of bat manufacturers, they've got machines which can knock automatically.
Knocking for you, yes.
Knocking machines, a lot of manufacturers, and these days the technology has evolved so much, the game has evolved so much, and so has the equipment along with it. Now you look at the way the pads, here's a pull shot, there are two fielders converging, but the ball will still win the race and go past the boundaries of 4 runs. Length delivery, not the greatest of delivery to go to a player like Azaz Kotheria, who loves length, and he creates room for himself, goes towards the mid wicket, hits it between the two fielders and gets 4 runs, 4 crucial runs for his team and also for himself. So as we were mentioning, in terms of, if you see all the equipment, you look at the pads now these days. Gone are the days you have the conventional pads, you have the new pads from Moonwalker, the which looks more, which completely covers.
It's pleasing to your eyes as well.
A very unique shape and design, and also very comfortable. I personally use them. It's very nice. And look at the helmets. You look at the Dinesh Karthik helmet, which is much different than the conventional helmet you see. And you also see someone like Quinton de Kock. You'd see the pads are so light that they would even cover your trouser. So you'd realize that you'll not even sometimes see that he's wearing keeping pads. And so eventually the game has evolved so much. Now you look at the T10 cricket, even you have the 100-ball cricket which is happening around UK. So it's interesting. So with that, everything about the game has evolved, isn't it, Mitesh?
You know, you just mentioned about the 100. So yes, it's actually simultaneously being played right now in London. And you know, they say aging wine tastes much better. Let me not lie. The way Dave Warner is playing in that tournament, he just surpassed into the top 5 of the T20 runs getters. If you look at the list there, it's old age players. Good luck to the youngsters in trying to achieve that big score for them. We are almost approaching the halfway mark of the first innings. 50 runs up on the board right now.
This session so far this session has belonged to HARIOM Titans. They've notched 4 wickets of purple caps and given away only 51 runs. Their run rate as of now is lingering less than 6 runs per over, which so far the HARIOM Titans would be very, very pleased with the effort they're doing. But it is always, we say, it doesn't matter how you start, it always matters how you finish. So
no, absolutely. And then also look, there's been a small partnership that's been forming. It's 20 runs already for this pair. But I'd like to reiterate this more. Ghanshyam Shiani needs to come into the party. He needs to ensure that he puts away those loose deliveries. He needs to make sure he also aids in the scoring, quick scoring of the day. He's already struggling right now. He's played 8 deliveries just for 4 runs.
But I think this is the way Ghani plays. I mean, he's shortly called as Ghani. So Ghanshyam Jiani, mostly as we have seen him in the league as well, he is one player who keeps himself busy. Yeah, he might not take up a lot of deliveries, but he keeps himself busy with the singles and doubles, and he keeps his partner also busy. And this is what maybe his team is also expected of him to do, because they want Azaz Kotaria to get in the line strike. He should be getting the maximum number of deliveries to face, because that is in the best interest of Purple Cap at this point in time.
Strategic timeout. We'll see you in a while.
So as I take a break, I'd like to welcome my fellow commentator Jamil, who's looking dashing. He looks like he's come after a modeling shoot. So welcome Jamil to this first important semi-final between Purple Caps and HARIOM Titans.
Yeah, what a semi-final it is, Prasad. I can't wait to join the Combox in the second half of this first innings. You stay locked. We'll come back with the action right here between the Purple Caps and the HARIOM Titans.
It's 53 for the loss of 4. Ghanshyam Shiani and Azaz Kotaria out there in the middle. Some sort of a restructure going on of the innings there after losing 4 quick wickets in the power play. Good environment in the Combox, the production team. Everyone is super busy. Quite a lot of work put here behind the scenes that many people don't see. It's of course that these live pictures that you see on Pavitra Live, the team behind the cameras, putting up those brilliant pictures, live pictures, the pictures that you see on your Facebook page every day. Yes, it's courtesy of this team that's behind the cameras. Credits to them. They are doing absolutely brilliant stuff with the tech. Shem Goche to continue. Shem Goche to ball the third from the volleyball court end. Oh, brilliant full length delivery there. Azaz looking to have stepped out, decided just to stay back in the crease for a single. Easy pinking there for Ghanshyam, and that's what I think he needs to be doing right now with the captain out there in front. So playing well so far, 38 of 28. That's picked up easily there by the captain into the deep mid-wicket region. Look at that, on his leg, and straight away, one bounce over the boundary. He is playing a brilliant inning so far, leading from the front. He realized that his team needs him more than any other day. Today is the day. It's the semi-final number 1 at the Sri Kachiliya Patel Samaj.
Yeah, what a shot that is to come and watch from the Combox here under the lights. And it's a hot match. Hot for the HARIOM Titans at this point. Crunch down the ground, we'll find the fielder. This is what the HARIOM Titans have been doing all night. He's been limiting the Purple Cap to finding the fence despite Azaz Kotaria out there in the middle. But it's been one of those games where they've picked up from where they left off last night.
Yeah, precisely. I think they had a brilliant performance yesterday, and like you rightly mentioned, they've won 5 on the trot. They're looking to add the 6th one to book the ticket to the grand finale on Friday.
Yeah, and what a grand finale it will be here at the Sri Kachileva Patel Samaj Nairobi LAXMANBHAI Construction Premier League. We're now coming to the close of the tournament, but it's these 2 matches that we have to wait and watch. Tomorrow we have yet another semi-final. Shem Goche doing a fantastic job in this particular innings. He wraps up his 3rd, conceding only 17 runs. Right now, the Purple Caps are sitting on 62 for the loss of 4 after 11. Ghanshyam needs to get going. Ezaz Kotaria, 6 short of a half century, but he wouldn't be thinking about that tonight. HARIOM Titans have kept a tight field. Purple Cap will need to put runs on the board for a competitive chase.
I think the runs need to be big. They need to score big. We have seen over the progress of the tournament that the HARIOM Titans have a very big batting lineup. They bat very deep. So anything below 130, they would be fencing their chances here on.
That'll be tough now for the Purple Cap because Kush Vekaria, one of their star bowlers for the tournament, has come into action. Captaincy from Niraj Patel for the HARIOM Titans has been spot on. And at the toss, you can tell he's a man that's not worried whether he loses or wins. He comes out with his team to play the game of cricket, which they've been doing fantastic. Here we go with Kush Vekaria against Ezaz Kotaria. Oh, that's a good delivery and a good way to avoid the bails being taken off. Current run rate sitting at 5.5. And Purple Cap will be looking for runs and boundaries against a bowler with those figures. Figures that are so impressive. I don't know if there's an advantage here that I wanted to see for the Purple Cap. And maybe it's a discussion we can have. Purple Cap's last game was on Saturday. And
Look,
that's given them 4 days till today.
And that win that they had against the Crushers was by merely a run. It's that 1-run victory that has basically sealed their fate to these semi-finals, and that's how they have been. Maybe had enough time to relax and maybe just not had that momentum going in their favor.
There's 2 ways to look at it. Purple Cap definitely had some time to rest. HARIOM Titans playing back-to-back matches. But at the same time, you need to see the team that is in form right now, the team that is in the game is HARIOM Titans because they've played back-to-back matches. They've come off against Swami Bapa also on Saturday. So if you look at it at this point, Purple Cap would be cold in the tournament in a semi-final like this.
Yeah, look, I mentioned this earlier on. HARIOM Titans, on the other hand, have 5 on the trot, played yesterday, have that momentum going on their side. It works both ways, like you said. There are 2 sides of a coin. You could argue that the HARIOM Titans could be feeling the lag of yesterday's game, but instead they have come out all guns blazing with in the field, picking up those 4 important wickets. And as you see, they have not let Purple Cap run away with this score. They're well below the 6 mark.
Let's not forget, Ezaz Kotaria is still out there. Ghanshyam Shiani. He can do that.
Oh, that's smashed. Should be cut out for 2. Yes, there it is. They need a few of these shots from Ghanshyam. He needs to up his game. He needs to speed up the scoring from his end. He's played 14 deliveries, just managed to put 8 on the board. That's where the pressure is building from. He needs to assist the captain in fast scoring.
At this point, Purple Cap needs to find something special. Kush Vekaria to wrap up his first. Nicked and finds the fence, and what a way to wrap up that 12th over. Purple Cap finds the boundary thanks to Ghanshyam Shiani, and we were just talking about how he needs to get started. Maybe it's lucky runs. Let's take a look at the replay. But it doesn't matter at this point for the Purple Caps. They've got 65 on the board.
Brilliant end to the over for the Purple Cap. They need to carry on this momentum with only 8 overs to go. They need to find boundaries pretty much every over, and maybe a couple as well. Shem Goche probably will be bowling out here.
Yeah, interesting to see this one. He'll be facing Ezaz, and I'm sure the captain of the Purple Cap will be wanting to make a statement at this point. Will we see it at this over? Maybe later. There's a whole mind game going on right now with the slow pace at which the batsmen are going. Could it be a strategy that could work out? Maybe get them to 140, 150.
Full toss to the deep mid-wicket region.
Opportunity lost, you think?
Now I think it was dipping towards him. So what he's done most importantly is to make sure he picks up that single.
Yeah.
Shams Yani once again failing to put bat on ball.
Yeah, they pick up a single. Ezaz Kotaria back on strike. He's been one of the best players for the Purple Cap. He's had a great tournament at the crease with the blade. Consistent. Got them over the line in the previous match to be here tonight. Comes down hard, and it will just bounce short of the fielder. And lucky there for Ezaz, they pick up 2 runs. He's now sitting on 48, and we're edging towards 50 yet again for his name.
I think most importantly is for him to ensure he stays there full length, full innings. That score, projected score of 115 is not going to be anything good. But if he's there till the last ball, I believe he has the ability to push it up to close to 140. I feel that's still below par, but it's something that will give the bowlers to come back and bowl again. We resume back, just 2 runs confirmed there by the third umpire. Played with soft hands there. This is smart cricket from the captain Ezaz. Very important for this team to ensure that the scoreboard keeps ticking. Maybe one of them will go hard at the start of the 16th over. But for now, they need to make sure that scoreboard keeps continuing. Add those singles, take advantage of the doubles. And with that, wraps up the 13th over. 75 runs for the loss of 4 wicket. Ezaz Kotaria on 49 of 36. Ghanshyam Shiani 14 of 18. Yes, playing a good support role so far with his captain out there.
Yeah, we've still got some batting left to come from the Purple Caps. Francis Mutua, surprisingly, still not out there. We've got Akit Ashani as well, who can do some damage here for the Purple Caps. And I think now, under these lights, in the capital of Kenya, we're going to be seeing a semi-final showdown as we come down to the final 7 overs. Kush Vekaria, coming back into the bowling attack. It's all happening here at the Sri Kachileva Patel Samaj International Stadium. If you're just joining us, it's semi-final number 1, Purple Cap against the HARIOM Titans. HARIOM Titans won last night's match, ensuring they're top of the table. And here they are for semi-finals. Push down the ground from Ghanshyam. They'll pick up a single, keeping it neat and tidy, HARIOM Titans tonight.
They have been the team of the tournament so far. The group stages, they blazed through the group stages. Won 6 of the allotted 7 games. They won 1 yesterday, which basically sent the Nairobi Capitals out of the tournament.
You said 6. I have a feeling Ezaz is going to do this one in style. Crunch
And
down the
with
ground.
that, it's half century for the Purple Cap captains. He has been the lone warrior out there. Steadied the innings, played a brilliant inning under pressure. He's got a cool head above his shoulders. Well played there, well acknowledged by his teammates.
Yeah, the crowd is going crazy here, acknowledging the effort that he's put for the Purple Caps. And yes, with the bat to the crowd, appreciating the support as well. And like you mentioned, he needs to stick out there tonight, more importantly for the Purple Caps.
Well fielded there at the cover region by Shem Goche. Just A single there.
Yeah,
Ghanshyam needs to get into the party now.
you can't get rid of Shem from any game. He's always going to be there, ensuring that he'll make a statement or a headline. He's done well tonight with the ball. He's wrapped up his spell, but he's still got a task ahead of him to make sure to do a great job in the field and restrict those boundaries, restrict those runs.
Purple Caps definitely need some upping of the tempo from the bat of Ghanshyam. He needs to come to the party. He needs to just up his strike rate.
Kush Vikaria making it very difficult for the batsman here. But yeah, at this point, Purple Cap need to step down the ground. Come out, try something. Find the boundary, put the pressure on the bowling team. Yeah, comes off the edge, through his legs, and they'll pick up a single. Mitesh Sangani had one of those overs earlier in this innings where it just said wicket, 4 dots, wicket, and all I had to say was wow.
Yeah, it was one of those maiden double wickets we've seen this so far in this tournament. There you see on the score Mahendra Shiani picking up those 2 wickets, which was a double maiden wicket.
Yeah, not the first we've seen at the tournament, and that's the kind of quality you can get here at the Sri Kachileva Patel Samaj LAXMANBHAI Construction Premier League. It's all happening here under the lights in Nairobi West. Tomorrow, don't forget, semi-final number 2. The Mahadev Strikers will be facing the one and the only
Palora Dragons.
those in pink and those in green.
I was thinking about the ball and you're telling halfway it went off. Ghanshyam Shiani will now need to take some responsibility on his shoulders to up the tempo. If he is to score the bulk of this partnership, he needs to make sure he finds a couple of boundaries now. Azaz Koteria has been brilliant with the bat. And there you go, the trump card for the HARIOM Titans.
Azaz not at his complete full potential that we know he can get, but at this point, after 4 wickets down and in quick succession for the Purple Caps, he had to play a smart, calm, composed game for his side to keep them in the game, and he's done just that. So kudos to him for showing that kind of captaincy. But he'll be facing, like you mentioned, Peter Koech for the HARIOM Titans. Great bowling figures, way past 100 wickets. And this guy could be a game changer. Or will Azaz Kotaria turn out to be the man on top?
Going to be an interesting battle there.
Ooh.
Slow delivery there. Right into his body. Yes, that is hurt him.
Ever happened to you there in the middle?
Well, it's happened a couple of times, but not at that pace. Maybe a bit less. Yes, doctors called in straight away. Need to rub some magic spray. The captain needs to get on fit.
Yeah, it's good to see him back on his feet. It's just the impact that stings. And he sends them back. He said, okay, let's go.
Here's a surprising bit. Captain Azaz got injured. No medics required. We've had medics required for someone else. He had a magic spray put right now.
What a strong warrior we have on your screen for the Purple Caps. He's got his half century here tonight. He's not got the scoreboard ticking for his team. But he's going to come back against Peter Koech for that painful first delivery.
He has got the scoreboard ticking for his team. He's 53 of 40.
That's an individual score. For his team, he needs to get it to 100. And this is the kind of over where he needs to capitalize on. Find the boundary more. take the game back to Peter Koech for that first delivery. Where's the fire, Azaz?
Well balled there by Peter. He knows he would be taken away if he misses the length slight, but ensure that he's spot on. Look at this field spread for Azaz Kotaria. He's deep mid wicket, deep square leg, deep long on. There is the long off as well. That's the fielders patrolling the boundary.
Oh, wild swing and a miss there. Good bounce on it from Peter Koech as well. He's got 3 dots to start this one. And remember, every dot at this tournament is a tree planted. And what a great initiative it is from the Sri Kachileva Patel Samaj community and committee. So kudos to the bowlers for planting trees. And a great initiative for a tournament all round.
Yeah, already pressure being piled up by Koech there. Look at that. Change in pace there has deceived the batsman. Slow bouncer, very difficult to read it. 4 dots, 4 consecutive dots. Dots are gold in T20.
Yeah, he's turned out to be the golden boy so far. Alongside his other counterparts at this HARIOM Titans side for the semi-final. It's a whole new fresh side. Almost as if they didn't even play 24 hours ago. And mind you, they did. And they beat the Nairobi Capitals with 183 runs put up on the scoreboard. This time crunched down the ground, over the bowler's head. Fielders there to pick it up. They'll just get a single.
Just a single off the 15th. Good gesture there, both between the bowler and the batsman. One appreciating the craft of the other.
And also saying, Pole sana for that one. I know it was painful. I didn't intend to.
Or maybe I just did.
This battle was anticlimactic. I hoped for something more fire. Turns out Peter Koech won. Azaz Kotaria 0 at this point.
Inside edge. There is a player that will cut down that. Just a single. Just 2 runs of that third over from Peter Koech. 5 to go from here on. The Purple Caps are on 83 runs for the loss of 4.
So that's the summary so far after 15 overs of the first innings. Mahendra Shiani shining for the HARIOM Titans. Azaz Kotaria still out there doing the most and almost all the work for his side as the Purple Caps have 30 more deliveries to change the fate of this game. Kush Vekaria back into the bowling action. He's done fantastic here tonight. Only conceded 13. Ghanshyam Shiani to face these figures. Can he create something here for the Purple Caps?
Hooked. Should land safe there. Just a single for Ghanshyam. Yes, he's been trying to find the middle of the bat. Just not able to find right timing there. This pressure is on the captain to score big and score quick.
Yeah, he is now studying the field, looking for the gaps, looking for an opportunity here now.
Yes, all boundary riders are front of the bat.
Up in the air.
Fielder coming underneath it. It's easy taking there. That's the captain. After a brilliant captain has just sent the opposition captain packing. Niraj with a brilliant running catch there in the deep. And look at the smiles beaming in the face of the fielders of the Titans.
Yeah.
They know how important this wicket is. Absolutely top-notch bowling there by Kush. And of course, brilliantly caught there by the captain in the deep.
Great work here from Kush Vekaria. Azaz Kotaria was looking for the boundary. He did what he could for his team. But the brilliance of Neeraj Patel, the captain of the HARIOM Titans, never in doubt. You knew that was coming. It was safe hands, and they've picked up their 5th wicket. The Purple Caps are in trouble now. They've got only 84 runs.
Absolutely. Look, big wicket. Captain was going all guns blazing. Now they will have to look at a revised total, because while the captain was there, we are looking at least 40 to 50 runs from here on. It would be good if they get to that score here, because they're 5 down. Half the team is back in the dugout. Look at those fans right above us, enjoying. Yes, not the happiest of the lot there. It's Mutua coming out. We know he can bat. He can play those long shots, the long handle. They need a few lusty blows from him to just up this score rate. They need something to give their ballers to ball.
That was in the night sky for some time. And there you could see the cheerleaders also happy with that one. And super fantastic captain has yet again proven why HARIOM Titans are favorites to win this tournament. New batsman there on your screen, as you said, Francis Mutua, which will hope to do some damage here, at least get to the 100 mark for the Purple Caps, which is looking unlikely at this point because HARIOM Titans have showcased a brilliant bowling performance here tonight in a semi-final.
A lot lies down onto how Francis Mutua goes ahead from here on. He has changed the tempo of the scoring in the previous games.
And just like that, two runs taken in the middle. That's the kind of energy he's going to bring to this game. And hopefully with the remaining deliveries that we have, we will get past that projected score of 111, maybe to 120, maybe 130. Not a huge task to ask from the HARIOM Titans, but still a respectable score at a T20 game.
Yeah, I think they'd at least target to play down the 20 overs to see if they can reach close to 120. Very important player there now is that man, Francis Mutua. A few lusty blows from him could well and set them for that 130 mark. But it's going to be tough. They have found, apart from the captain, the other batsmen have found it tough scoring.
It's not just happened for them. Those in purple, they were out here, the fans, last night, hoping that HARIOM Titans would win. And look at the twist of the tail tonight.
Sliding down the leg. The bowler was clearly not interested in that. Nevertheless, that's been a brilliant over so far, just conceding 3 runs there.
Yeah, and he's picked up his wicket, Kush Vikaria, like he has done at every game here at the HARIOM Titans. Crucial, key, important wickets. Imagine you have Azaz Kotaria cancelled off the list thanks to your bowling. And that too, caught by the captain in the deep.
Final ball of the 16th coming up. Ghanshyam once again moves away, tries to find the gap. Just hasn't managed to get this innings going. He struggled there. 18 runs of 24 deliveries.
After 16 overs, Purple Caps are on 87 for the loss of 5. HARIOM Titans with smiles in the crowd as they know that this team is leading towards a final if they continue to perform like this. Fans all around the ground. Even the young Totos are here to witness scintillating cricket here under the lights. And you can come and join us too, by the way. There's snacks, hot food, hot tea, coffee, and lots of cricketing action lined up for you, including the fans from both sides, Purple Caps and the HARIOM Titans. And it was interesting to see yesterday that if Nairobi Capitals won, they would secure a spot and remove Purple Cap. But at the end of the day, Purple Cap fans were there to support the HARIOM Titans, and now they are despising them to another level.
Yeah, look, credit to the Purple Cap. You know, they have earned the rights to be in the semi-finals, regardless to how yesterday's matches turned out to be. The experience of Samar Gajjar back into the attack. Some hesitation there in the running.
That was a missed chance for a run out. And that would have been another wicket picked up from the HARIOM Titans. Desperate times, desperate measures here for the Purple Caps.
You see clear, there was some slight hesitation there.
Steps
And-
out and taken. He's gone. He's sent back packing to the pavilion. And just like you thought, Purple Caps have lost another wicket here.
The inning that's just not kept going for Ghanshyam has eventually come to an end. 6 down are the Purple Caps. They are struggling. This batting lineup has struggled, bar the skipper. Every other batsman that has walked in has found it difficult going. He has just not been able to find the middle of the bat throughout the whole inning of the 24 deliveries that he's faced. Look at that, Samar Gajar once again showing us why he has been that top player this season, picking up his 2nd wicket.
Yeah, the party is happening now for the HARIOM Titans. The music is out, the fans are out, and the team puts their hands together in cheer, knowing that they've done a fantastic job. It's all smiles round the ground, and the HARIOM Titans are definitely marching on with this particular game. Ankit Ashani in as the next batsman to go alongside Francis Mutua. Yeah, we've seen him do some damage. A little too late now for the Purple Caps. Anything from here will be consolation. A low total in a semi-final. We only want to see what comes next in the remaining deliveries that we have here tonight.
The worrying factor is HARIOM Titans bat very deep, so it's just not low, it's very low considering that we've seen how HARIOM Titans come out when they're batting. You know, they're off to a flyer pretty much in every game. The likes of Narendra Kirai, the captain, and then also Samar Gajar. They have batted brilliantly this tournament. They have made scoring quite easy. That's the reason they finished top of the table. Down the ground, Ankit Asani off the mark.
Yeah, Samar Gajar is the kind of all-rounder you'd want in your team for sure. Already picked up 2 wickets here, conceding only 7. Man of the match performance so far. Oh, he's done that 3 times today.
Wild swing and a miss there. Nowhere near the ball was Francis Mutua.
Oh, he's bowled him. He's taken the bails off. And he's got 2 in the over. This time, Francis Mutua edges it off the bat and takes off the bails. They've picked up wicket number 7, the HARIOM Titans.
Wow, that's a sad end to that inning of Francis. He's coming back, the long walk back to the pavilion, to the dugout. It's all happening right there for the team that finished top of the table. Look at that. Clear frustration for Francis. He knows he's missed out on a short delivery. It was there for the hitting.
Samar Gajar got 3 wickets under his name. And take a bow. You've done your team absolutely well. We've got 18 more deliveries to come in this first innings for the semi-final number 1. Purple Caps sitting on 89 for the loss of 7 wickets. Projected score now barely over 100. Are we even going to get there? You can see fans with despair on their face, some with smiles. Depends if you're a HARIOM fan or a Purple Cap. Right now, those in purple need some sparkle, need some special treatment from the middle.
Yeah, they need a few boundaries. They need a few lusty blows. I don't know where that is going to come from, but they need a few runs. They can't be coming out to defend a score of 100 runs, and not to this batting lineup that we have seen has been so destructive throughout the tournament are the HARIOM Titans.
So we've got a new batsman coming in, Tushar Vagani, alongside Ankit Ashani. It's almost as if we're starting a new partnership in the 18th over. Samar Gajar doing fantastic. 3 overs, 3 wickets, only conceding 7 runs.
Third man coming inside now.
Crunch down the
Swept
ground.
down. Well fielded there by the captain once again.
Yeah, this guy is all over the pitch. And wherever the ball goes towards him, it's almost as if he's magnetic. Can't run away from him. Can't escape him. Safe hands there.
Just 91 so far on the score. They need to do something to get at least 120 from here on.
Oh, no.
In the air. Fielder coming underneath it. It's dropped onto the ground. Luck there, riding for Ankita Sani.
Yeah, no, it was poorly judged there by Shem Gochi. I think it's the lights that took it out. It was a skyer here. Was up in the air for some time. 3 fielders were running for the catch. Shem Gochi was closest, but didn't get it right. Good effort though. Ooh, Kush
There you go. It's a
Bekaria.
wild swing of the bat there. Yes, the intents are there, but he was nowhere near the line of the ball. That good comeback there by Kush. Look at that. Full length outside off. It's always difficult to get away from there.
Boundaries have dried up here for the purple cap. Don't remember when, I remember the last one. Hopefully, Ankita Shani can produce something here. Gets good connection onto it, but finds the fielder right away. They'll still manage the single. Risky runs, but needed for the purple cap right now.
It's been good tough for this side batting. They won the toss. Unfortunately, the plans haven't gone as per what they would have wanted it to go. Some change in the fielding there. A dip point. Dip mid wicket there. The left-handed Tushar Wagani. Rightfully had the man just go behind at this to the deep mid wicket there.
Yeah, what a match Kush Bekaria has had. He's picked up a wicket, he's restrained them and just conceded 22. He's got his final delivery to wrap up his spell here. Captain will be happy with his performance.
Yeah, I mean, I think overall the HARIOM Titans bowlers have done exceptionally well, restricting the purple caps to the score that we are just seeing right now.
Oh, that's
swing,
crunch.
that
It's
should-
gone the maximum way. It's gone for a sixer. What about that for a shot from Ankita Shane? Now that's a way to wrap up an over and bring the crowd to their feet, because 100 up on the scoreboard for the purple cap. And now we're seeing the heat turn up a little too late, but the fans loved it. Well timed, well executed, and dispatched towards the school end. How about that for a shot from the purple cap? Watch out, fans. It's going to be raining sixes here.
I don't know about the noise out there, but the food that's being eaten by these fans out there, the food served there at the stalls is exceptionally deliciously so good for this weather. It's amazing food. I can't wait to get my hands to that food after the 2 overs are bowled out. Samar Gajar will be bowling the penultimate over. Something for the crowd to cheer with that maximum in the previous over, courtesy of Ankita Sani.
Yeah, proud dad there with his child, who will one day probably play at this pitch and be inspired by that shot from Ankita Shani in the previous over. Samagaja, Superman for the final one in his spell. Crunched away, finds the fielder in the deep. Good work. They'll come back for 2. This is going to be a heated end to semi-final number 1 in innings number 1. Crunch down the ground. And he will find a gap. No, there's a fielder there to stop it.
To Sarvagani and Ankita Sani trying to up the tempo. They are trying to ensure that the purple cap finish on a high note. Misses the bat, misses the fielder. They will come up for the wise there.
Yeah, anything will count at this point. They need it. Purple Cap need to get to a score. It's too little too late. But they need to put runs on the board. And at this point, they're sitting at 106 runs after losing 7 of their wickets. Oh.
Oh, that was almost plumped into the stumps. Well played late there by Ankita Sani. 115 is the projected. They would want to at least close slightly above the 120 mark. Something for their bowlers to come out and bowl against. Sarvagani and Ankita Sani need a few lusty blows off. Once again, the turn bits. Tushar and the keeper not able to hold on to that.
Is it Sama Gajar or is it the batsman can't just do anything about it? Doesn't matter.
The final over of the innings will be, of course, bowled by Peter Koech. 107 for the loss of 7. Ankita Sani would be trying to see if he can get a couple of boundaries away in this over.
Very tough against Peter Koech because those bowling figures tell you in 3 overs he's only conceded 13. And he's got the task to wrap up this first innings. HARIOM Titans will be very confident going into the chase. They need their man to step up here. Crunched away, up in the air, there's a fielder underneath. He's taken him! It's a wicket for Peter Koech in his first delivery of the final over.
Samar Gajar, look at that. He's been the man in hot pursuit right now. Everything he touches is turning out to be gold. Brilliant spell of bowling, and now can't drop any.
Yeah, this is a good delivery as well. Gave Ankita Sani the chance to swing. Doesn't get the right bat onto it. Top of the bat. And there's only one result in a skyer with a field like Niraj Patel and Sama Gajar.
Yeah, they've got the top fielders, patrolling the long on and long off boundary. Look at that.
Can't blame Ankita Sani. He had to throw everything at it.
Yeah, he gave his all best. We saw him hit a 6 in the previous over. Fancied his chances there.
Hello, fans of HARIOM Titans. Come join us here. We've still got the chase to come next in the second innings. And it's all happening in this particular tournament. The SCLPS Nairobi LAXMANBHAI Construction Premier League. And what happy fans have enjoyed cricket for 3 weeks.
Oh, absolutely. Look at that. If you see from here, everyone is glued to what's going on right in front of their eyes, despite it being chilly out there in Nairobi, especially when you're out there in the middle. It's quite chilly. These kids, they are with double layers. Absolutely, yes, they are all enjoying out there. It's a carnival at the Samaj grounds.
One thing's missing though, the garam chai.
Well, will come in the second half of the innings.
Smiles on the umpires' faces. They've had a great tournament as well. Tough decisions to make too.
Absolutely. Look, and I'm sure they're glad that there is the option of going and reviewing it to the third umpire. That evolvement of the technology has made life easier for everyone.
Oh, Peter Koech picking up from where he left off. This is great work.
Absolutely. Look, slow delivery there, Dilkush. You'd always see your lower end batsmen struggle to find the ball there. Difficult for them to read a top bowler there in Peter Koech.
Yep, that's the man you'd want to see in the second half of this match with the bat. Hopefully chase the score put up here by Purple Cap. Finds bat onto it. 2 is the call. They'll just take a single.
It's been tough going for the Purple Cap. Having won the toss, would have opted to put something decent on the scoreboard, close to 160, 170. But apart from the captain, no other batsman has stood firm to aid the score. And on the other hand, the Titan bowlers have been absolutely clinical with how they've gone about from the first ball, I may put it. They picked up a wicket in the first ball of the innings.
Oh, it's gone through everyone. Once again at this tournament, we've seen a delivery find the fence, but goes through the batsman, through the wicketkeeper, and into the runs.
Can't fault the bowler there. He did brilliant. The only thing he didn't do is take the bails off. Look at that.
Oh, so close.
And tough for the keeper to take that. It just bounced right in front of him.
All right, Purple Cap will not be complaining at this point because it's runs away. They've crossed the 110 mark. And now we've got 2 more legal deliveries left in this innings number 1 for the semi-final number 1. Oh, maybe I was too soon to say, because we've still got 2 more legal deliveries. You can't be kidding me. That's not been called a wide. That was above the whole stadium. Come on, umpire. That sounded like it was a wide call, but that's the first bouncer indicated there from the umpire, as you can see on your screen.
The final ball of the delivery of the innings coming up, 112 runs.
All right, umpire might have to go up and check because from up here, that looked like it was way above the player's head. And that's what we love about this tournament. We can go upstairs and find out, give justice to the players who deserve a fair decision.
The anxious wait. The additional delivery.
Peter Koech doing a fantastic job here tonight for his side. And the umpire here on your screen is waiting for the decision whether the previous delivery was a legal one or was it way over the head. And there's your signal from the umpire. Mitesh, I could tell you from here.
Right call there. Forget about the third umpire, the umpire. Right call from the combox.
It was above the banners on the stands. Come on, Peter Koech.
Yeah, I think that was pretty evident. That was a white ball. Once again, Peter Koech just trying to figure out how his ball, how he's not managed to pick up a wicket there.
Yeah, a sinister smile there. And we've still got a final delivery in this dramatic finish in this innings number 1. Wicket, 4 runs, 4 byes that is, a wide, a bouncer, a dot, and now 1 more to go.
Final delivery of the first innings of the semi-final number 1.
Gets bat onto it. 2 is the call. They're pushing for the second. Oh! Has the bails come off? No, I think they'll be secure with 2, and I'm guessing we're reaching a score of 115 runs from the Purple Cap. You will get the confirmation on your screen. Let's take a look at that final delivery for this innings.
Yeah, they had to run for the second run. There was nothing to lose there. That's the best they could do. But yes, brilliant comeback. And look at that. It was a very good pick-up there by Shem Goche. There you see. Good throw there too, but yes, the batsmen were quick enough to have made it to the grounds. 116 is what they're going to be coming out to score. Are the HARIOM Titans to book that tickets to the finals on Friday.
Yes, yes, yes. It's all happening here at the SCLPS Nairobi LAXMANBHAI Premier League 2025 Season 2. And there you have it. The end of innings number 1. HARIOM Titans require 116 runs in 20 overs against the attack of the Purple Cap, who have just completed their spell here with the bat. You stay tuned to your seats or join us here at the Sri Kachileva Patel Samaj International Stadium, because we've got hot cricket coming to wrap up semi-final number 1. And like Mitesh said, who will be in the finals? Is it the men in blue or the men in purple? You stay tuned. Innings number 2 coming up next. All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the semi-final number 1 of the Sri Kachileva Patel Samaj Nairobi LAXMANBHAI Construction Premier League 2025, the Season 2. And here we have a match ahead of us that's a curious finish that we're looking forward to. 116 runs required from the HARIOM Titans to beat the Purple Cap and find a spot in the finals. Joining myself, Jamil Alibai from East FM in the combox is Prasad, and he's also a very experienced cricketer to join us in this combox as well. What have you taken from this tournament so far, Prasad?
No, this tournament has been very exciting in terms of how the games are spanning out. From a humble opening, we saw games high scoring as big as 260 plus runs. Then you've actually had low scoring games as well. Then eventually games which also supported the bowling unit, because at one point it was mostly supporting the batting side. Then we saw some low scoring games as well. Now in this game especially, Jamil, I feel for a semi-final you would have wanted a little more runs on the board, especially with the HARIOM Titans having a very deep and long batting lineup. What is your intuition telling you?
Great start here from Sachin Devji Shiani. It's really tough to say at this point, but like you mentioned, this is a low target for the tournament we've had and for the team you're facing, like HARIOM Titans. It will be an easy game, and I'll put quotes on that one. But at this point, the bowling attack will have to step up from the purple side.
So this is a great move from the team Purple Cap. They realize there's a lot of potential from the young Sachin Shiani, bringing him right up from the first over, because they saw Samar Gajit got a lot of support from the school and bringing him from the school and giving him the protection of an extra boundary. But they have the like of Shubham Patel. There's a catch. Yes, it is. First wicket. That was the first wicket, and precisely what the doctor ordered for the Purple Caps. First wicket, young Sachin Shiani, experience of Shubham Patel. It's all happening, isn't it, Jamil?
Oh, first over, first wicket, not what the HARIOM Titans wanted. And they've dismissed their first batsman. This match is just getting started. And there's the celebration from the Purple Caps. Ezaz Kotaria had a huge smile on his face as captain. And that's just come off the edge. A fumble and a catch there. Safe hands for sure. And the HARIOM Titans have lost their first one. The celebration is evident. And it's all happening in this semi-final innings number 2. The chase is on. And the trouble in the dugout for the HARIOM Titans is on too. Celebration all round for the Purple Caps. They have picked up their first wicket here. And with the dismissal of the batsman, here comes the new one. Hiren Kerai. I cannot believe we were not going to see much more of Shubham. And he's been dismissed in the first over. Great start here from the Purple Caps. This is exactly what they wanted, and maybe the observation from my co-commentator Prasad of using the school end to your benefit has kind of worked out.
Absolutely, and also a great mind at a very young, I would say very young shoulder, but a great head. Sachin Shiani, he does the damage in the first over, and he gets the left-handed batsman, because for a left-arm bowler, especially a left-arm spinner, a left-handed batsman being there is always a challenge. So getting the wicket of Shubham Patel so early would be a great breakthrough.
Oh, there's another scream, another shout. Umpire has nothing to do with it, but the Purple Caps will hold back today.
They are pumped. You can see that.
They're going to be appealing for everything. Good first over here from Shiani. He's just limited the HARIOM Titans to just 2 and picked up the first wicket as well. We need 115 runs here for the HARIOM Titans. Still too early to say. Hiren Kerai out here alongside Nandu, Narendra Patel. And it's crazy, Prasad. They had a match last night against the Nairobi Capitals. The fans were here to see Nairobi Capitals find a chance, a slim chance to get into the playoffs. Purple Caps fans were here also supporting the HARIOM Titans, hoping they would knock out the Nairobi Capitals. And now look how the tables have turned. It's the Purple Caps versus the HARIOM Titans, and they are despising them at this point.
Absolutely. I mean, this is a strange conundrum that we're seeing here for the the fans of Purple Cap. But at this point in time, they'll be very happy and glad that they've actually seen the return of Shubham Patel, who can be a very dangerous customer, especially if he stays down, because he's had great outings in the center. He's actually won couple of games single-handedly for Hariom Titans. With Francis Mutua coming in, this is good captaincy from Ezaz Kothari. He realizes he needs to get his best bowlers out there because he's not having a huge total at hand that he could defend.
Yeah, absolutely. Good to bring in the action here from Francis Mutua. Seeing his bowling figures there remind me of the station, 106. And of course, 7 wickets in a match. Oh, that's something he'll be very happy with. Can he produce something like that here tonight in semi-final number 1? Narendra Patel to face.
He might just be... Oh, that's not a great bowling to bowl to start. That's a no ball being signaled by the umpire. Gets a free hit. That's a good welcome delivery for Narendra.
And a horrendous start for Francis Mutua.
Absolutely not the one that he and his team would have expected. This is a free hit being offered and a lot of calm offered to Narendra, because he'd be very happy at the thought of freeing his arms, because that's how he plays his game.
Yeah, Francis with a very peculiar delivery to start. This time on the money. But off the pads, they'll take a bye.
I think he's going back to his run-up. Possibly he missed something on his run-up. He's having a look at the crease. Maybe it could be about his landing. But I think Francis Mutua is key to the chances of Purple Cap. And as we are joined in the comm box with some, like you say, garam chai, with some great support from our co-commentator and one of the key person in the organizing committee, Raj Budia. Very great fast bowler. And he would be excited at the thought of Francis Mutua starting the proceedings from the botanical end.
No, it's good. It's good to have Raj here with us as well. He had a great match last night. Not the win for them, but all-round great performance as well. That's come off the pads. There's a soft appeal. Nothing doing there from the umpire.
Jamil, it would be a great show for the audience and also for us in the comm box if we can see a real match happening here in terms of a competition. Not a one-sided game where one side walks on, but if the bowling side can give them a great fight, this would be a great match at the hands.
Yeah, and we have that ahead of us. So far, we've got 4 runs, 1 wicket picked up. Getting to the halfway point of over number 2 in the second innings, it could be a cracker. Oh, it's gone through everyone. The fielder is chasing it down. Will he get there in time? He does. Good work. But it seems like the batsman will pick up 3 here. Is it the quality of the delivery, or is it the fielder or the keeper missing out? Because it's happened time and time again in this particular tournament.
I think this was an incident where it has landed just short of the wicketkeeper. He was expecting a little more carry. He didn't get the carry that he was expecting, and he just missed out holding on to it. But mind you, Francis Mutua, you can actually see him. He seems to be so focused, and he's one guy who would seem very blunt if you see him for the first time. He's not very expressive, but he comes and delivers what the captain asks of him.
I took a photo with him the other day when he was playing his match, and Prasad, you won't believe what he looks like on screen is quite a normal height. When you stand next to him, he's a giant. And now I understand why this kind of pace is blistering from his arm. Look at that, right through everyone. Yeah, keeper couldn't get down in time. But good work from the fielder. It's what you'd want to see from the Hariom Titans.
Sukhdeep is a very experienced keeper. Being a keeper myself, I would have expected him to stay a little low there for his height. Unfortunately, the ball didn't. Actually, he was maybe expecting a little more carry because Francis Mutua is a tall lad. A bit of extra bounce from him, but as we said, on completely contrast to the school end, the botanical end sometimes have a lower bounce, especially when it hits the certain areas. That could be the reason on this specific delivery.
Yeah, lots of variation, lots of buys through. Good bowling attack so far from the Purple Cap. Can they continue this way?
This is not what the doctor had ordered for Team Purple Cap. They had a brilliant first over from the young lad, Sachin Shiani, and he would have expected his senior partner, Francis Mutua, to deliver even much better over, because this is what you call bowling in tandem, bowling in partnerships. You always seen even international teams, for example, if you take it, I always take the example of India, where you have the great Jasprit Bumrah and then you have the other bowlers. So you will always see Bumrah coming and giving a very, very economical over, not giving any runs.
Clean and tidy.
On the other side, the bowler gets benefited with wicket.
No, for sure, that's a great observation. And at this point, Francis Mutua needs to continue like that in the previous delivery. He's conceded 7 already. Still 3 more to come in this over if they're going to be legal, that too.
But for the likes of someone like Francis Mutua, all he needs is one good ball in this over. And everything that he has done so far would go down into the cleaners, because he would have caught the wicket of Hiren Kerai. Danger man there, very experienced batsman, and if he stays there, he can actually, we'll see a lot of blistering shots from his bat.
Off the mark there, Hiren Kerai runs away for the HARIOM Titans. Double figures. Francis Mutua still has more to come in this particular over. Expensive.
I think he's just going back to his run-up, having a look at his run-up. Looks like there's something troubling him. He made an observation also to the umpire Pamba. Could be his landing or could be his run-up or something there. He's not very happy with his run-up.
Wow, what a shot there from Narendra. And that's all you'd expect from his blade. He's found the gap, found the fence, and it's 4 runs for the HARIOM Titans.
Bit of room offered. Hit it on the rise. This is how Narendra plays. He loves that. Nandu loves going down, leaning onto the delivery. When he loves it, at least when he gets it on the rise, he loves to hit it through the line. And that's exactly what he did.
Yeah, fans out here for the HARIOM Titans cheering on their first boundary off the bat. And they'll be happy with that now. Narendra Patel will be getting into the mood if Francis doesn't give him more room in this final delivery. Ooh, inside edge, finds the fielder, takes the run. And just a single to wrap up over number 2. HARIOM Titans sitting on 16 runs for the loss of 1. They're sitting on a current run rate of about 8. And if they continue like this, they should be comfortable winning the game. But let's not forget, Purple Cap have a bowling attack here.
Absolutely, and they'll be looking again to the young, I would say, to the young promising lad, Sachin Shiani, to give them the breakthrough that they would be expecting again in the over number 2. But if you really observed what Francis was trying to do, he realizes that Nandu loves the area off stump and outside the off stump. He loves to hit through the line. He loves that extra bit of a ball coming onto him. This is where he was trying to angle it in. Unfortunately, he was not able to find the line he was expecting, unfortunately conceding a couple of wide deliveries. But if he could get that length, you saw an inside edge in the last delivery.
Absolutely. That was what he was trying the whole time, but didn't work out. Now, we have Shiani back into the action. He's been slapped away by Narendra Patel. Picked up from where he left off in the previous over and finds the fence yet again for HARIOM Titans.
This is good cricket from Narendra. He sees that extra bounce there. As I told you, he likes to play it late. A bit of extra bounce. He'll fancy those. And he hits it behind the point fielder. And the moment it left his bat, he had 4 runs written all over it.
Oh, he's bowled him! Are you kidding me? You called it! Sachin Shiani has come back with yet another blow for the Purple Caps.
This lad is amazing. That young boy is definitely one of the promising youngster that you should be looking forward to. Sachin Shiani, what a brilliant head on such a young shoulder. Look at it. He knew he's going to go for it. He never shies away from flighting it up. Irrespective of who is the batsman, he never shies away from flighting it up. He flights it up, misses completely, and look at the confidence in that walk.
Wow! What a wicket and what a way to clean up Narendra Patel for the Hariom Titans. And now the Purple Caps will be celebrating because they've picked up their second one in a tough match for them here.
It was also the arm ball with a little bit of extra flight coming in towards him. Narendra baffled there. He was hoping it to play through the line. But after pitching, the ball comes in, which is the arm ball which normally the left arm spinners use. And this is a good ploy again from Hariom Titans. They're sending a left-hand batsman, the Superman, Samar Gajjar.
Yeah, like you said, Prasad, this man is definitely considered a Superman at this tournament, at the Hariom camp, and for everyone here at SCLPS. Fantastic with the ball, fantastic in the field, and now will he be fantastic with the bat? The scores and the numbers tell it all. 20 for the loss of 2 after 2.2, and we've still got a match ahead of us. Prasad, this game is not over yet.
Not at all by any means. But this is the wicket that they would be looking forward to. Samar Gajjar and Hiren Kerai. Both of them very experienced campaigners. They play together even in the league for Super League for the Samaj team, and lot of experience that they bring in. And so this will be the partnership that Hariom Titans would be looking forward to flourish, while the Purple Caps would be looking to perish.
100%. This is a partnership they need to build here. The Hariom Titans comes off the edge of the bat, sends the runner back, and this is good work from Shiani. Good work from the Purple Caps. There's aggression now. There's fire in the field. They want to restrict all runs here in the middle.
And what I like about this youngster is his calmness. He doesn't get overelated when he gets a wicket. Neither does he get. In the meanwhile, there's a good shot, but good fielding there from Ankit Ashani. It's all happening here, Jamil.
Are you talking about Thierry Henry or Ankit Ashani? That's some great football skills.
That was a good one.
Well found there by Samar Gajjar. Good spotting of the gap. But here's your star footballer, Ankit Ashani, with a great block with his feet.
So he stays calm throughout, and this is very important for a cricketer. Because if you would have heard about from the great MS Dhoni himself, the best part is you don't get overjoyed by your success, nor do you get too trembled by your failure. If you can stay calm throughout, and this is where great cricketers are made. And if you've seen all of them, it's not just about your skill sets, it's about the mindset. And this is where a youngster like Sachin, trust me, if he can be guided and groomed away with giving him chances where he can exhibit his talent, we can see a great promising youngster for Cricket Kenya.
Absolutely. And what a start from Sachin Shiani. SDS conceding only 8 runs, picking up 2 wickets. And after 3, Hariom Titans on 22 for the loss of 2. Happy fans there. 94 runs required in 102. We've come down to double digits. Samar Gajjar out there alongside Hiren Kerai, hoping to create that partnership to take them over the line, not get the pressure and look for the big hits. Now is when they need to build that partnership. Even slow down the game, it's okay. But to get over the line, to get into the final, you need to do what it takes to make sure you keep your wickets.
I think you just missed to notice something. There's 3 twos here. Usually you're the first one to notice you have 2, 2, 2.
Sachin Devji Shiani, SDS, has already matched his best bowling figure so far in this semi-final number 1.
And another great youngster that you're watching.
Oh! Is that gone through everyone? You betcha, it's found the fence here for the Hariom Titans. And we need to find out if it's come off the bat.
Absolutely, this is a big edge there. And I would feel that as a captain, you would also be encouraged to get your second slip in there, because the ball is moving. Ankit Ashani, he's got a unique action. He can be deceptive. So at this point in time, you need to attack. Get your second slip in.
Yeah,
Get
absolutely.
there one more slip.
That's a missed opportunity. If there was a second slip there, you'd be sending Hiren Kerai packing. And like you mentioned, if you get him early, you'd restrict runs here. But for now, he's safe and running.
Again, the same area there, but this time a bit more wide-ish. There's a third man there who will collect it, but the batsman gets a single. This is good bowling from 2 youngsters on either ends. Another promising youngster, Ankit Ashani. We've seen him. I've seen him for last 3-4 years. He's been getting groomed every year under great leadership from the Samaj team, and he's been really a promising youngster, promising fast bowler who's improved his speed, who's improved his line and length, and most importantly, he also comes with a unique action, so it becomes a little difficult for a batsman to read him, if you're playing him for the first time.
No, a special player here for the Purple Caps tonight. Can he produce a bit of magic here? Off the pads, soft appeal, and wicket-keeper Sukhdeep tries to find the stumps. Wide also signal there by the umpire. It's a bit of mind games, a little bit of strategy, but for now it's backfiring.
There's everything. The fielders are pumped. You can hear the noise right here sitting at the comm box. The team is pumped. They would be looking for that one wicket. If they could break this partnership, we'll have a great game in our hands.
Yeah, great stop there. Picked up the single. We're now looking at a standoff finish here in semi-final number 1. 87 from 99. Ankit Ashani, the youngster like you mentioned, is into the bowling attack for the Purple Caps. They will need to pick up some more wickets here, put the HARIOM Titans in trouble. At the moment, it's looking positive for the table toppers at this tournament.
Absolutely, and they've always been looking like the side to beat. HARIOM Titans, they've excelled in their bowling department, their fielding department, and even the batting department. They've looked like a total side when it comes to T20 cricket, and that has been the reason for their success. And yes, my fellow commentator a while ago, Mitesh, was also asking me, and even Dan was asking me, that how are they playing back-to-back games? It is how fit they are. It's a fit unit. They were fielding, the most catches were collected. So they're looking like a total unit.
For sure, and that could be something that they could use as a boost for them to come into the semi-final despite playing last night. And this was an opportunity for them to showcase why they're the strongest side, they're the side to beat at this tournament. And Neeraj Patel has been one of the calmest players on the pitch. And so far, it's worked well for him. And like you mentioned, the balance is very important. When you're at your low and when you're at your high, how do you maintain your team to keep their head in the game?
And that's where the maturity comes. And these are two mature batsmen there. And the more they stay, the more it would be difficult for Team Purple Caps to get into this game, because the key for them would be if they can get Hiren and Samar early, then they will put a lot of pressure on that batting lineup, because these are the two stalwarts who've been taking the batting through in those crunch situations, and they've already lost Shubham Patel, who is another big stalwart in their success. So if they could get one of these wickets, or even a couple of them, they would still fancy their chances.
Yeah, and it's not too hard to pick those wickets if Purple Cap keep their line in length, keep their bowling attack on point. We're going to see a new bowler come into the attack as well. And it's a familiar face, a star face here at the SCLPS grounds. The captain, the man himself, the Simba of the Purple Caps, Azaz Kotaria. Great figures there. Will these figures be the inspiration for his spell here tonight?
In fact, the whole team would be looking up to him to give them the much needed impetus, and even to look at those faces, those tense faces, Purple Cap supporters. Now again,
Edged. Finds a fielder in the deep. They'll just take a single. Would you say that's another missed opportunity by keeping a slip?
it was little wideish. Maybe a gully would have helped, but as I said, Azaz is a bowler who've actually changed the tables for Team Purple Cap many a times. One of the best games that I had seen in the whole tournament, where he changed the whole game, was getting 2 or 3 wickets in 1 over or consecutive overs against the H.H. Swami Bappa in the early league games, where they were almost cruising, and here comes Azaz and turns the entire table.
Hit down the ground, finds the fielder. Yeah, definitely. Azaz is the threat that the HARIOM Titans need to watch out for, because with the blade, he got his half century, got the runs on the board for his side as well. And right now, he's got the task to pick up 3s, maybe 2s, because he does that in every game. If you look at his column for how many 3s he's taken in a game, it's spectacular.
Precisely. So he's teaming in for his third delivery. getting a bit of a shape away from Hiren Kerai, and Hiren would be watchful. He knows that this is a bowler that he wouldn't want to target. One miscalculation can cost him his wicket, because Azaz is a very seasoned campaigner. He knows exactly what he's doing, and he wouldn't want to, as Hiren, who's also an experienced campaigner, he wouldn't want to fall prey to the trap that he's being set.
Interesting battle here on your screen. Hiren Kerai versus Captain Azaz. Oh, it's come off the pads. There's a huge shout. The crowd is even shouting. They want the finger to go up. Nothing doing, says the umpire.
Fielder asking for a review, but unfortunately there wouldn't be a review. The crowd shouting here, everybody getting into action. This is all happening at the stadium. I don't think we have a review for an LBW here, but it's just dramatic. It's truly dramatic, because everybody knows how crucial this wicket is.
Yeah, safe for now, Hiren Kerai, because it wasn't just an appeal from the team of the Purple Cap. It was the entire stadium here at SCLPS. They want to see a match too. Prasad, your thoughts on that one?
Could be a 50-50 here. Not easy, but we go on with the game. Could be a bit of a hit, or it might just be missing the leg. It's very difficult for us to say from here. I think I get a bit of a nod from the third umpire here as well. Could be slightly missing leg, especially with the trajectory as it's going towards, and sometimes even in replay it could be an umpire's call at the end of the day.
Well played, Prasad, well played. For now, Azaz Kotaria, 4 dots back to back. How does he wrap up this one? Ooh.
That's smart cricket from Hiren. He realizes there's no scoreboard pressure for them at this point in time, and what is important for them is to just hold on. With the new ball is still doing a bit, he would be wanting the ball to be a little more older, so that the swing reduces, and then they would want to capitalize there.
5 gone so far. Fans are happy so far as well. All here. Young, Totos, Dadis also joining them too. The Nashta Dablas are also there. So no short supply of snacks, no short supply of food to keep you warm here. And there's fans here to watch scintillating cricket under the lights here in Nairobi West. It's the Sri Kachileva Patel Samaj Nairobi LAXMANBHAI Construction Premier League 2025 Season 2. Don't forget, Prasad, we've got a semi-final number 2 tomorrow. Mahadev Strikers taking on the Palora Dragons.
Absolutely, that will be a cracker of a game as well. And as you rightly said, Jameel, we've had just when we went for the toss, there was a great gesture from the Sri Kachileva Patel Samaj Youth League and the committee, where they had called all the ladies for the toss. They were the one who officiated the toss. They're the ones who've been providing the food for the entire officials, match officials, the volunteers, day in and day out for so many days. And it is a great gesture from the committee to be able to recognize their efforts, calling them for officiating the toss.
100%, and it's a full-on team effort here at SCLPS. Like you mentioned, from the ladies to the groundsmen to everyone involved in making sure this tournament is a huge success and it's living up to it. Push down, will pick up a single. Good running from the HARIOM Titans, good field from the Purple Cap.
So far, it's been a very tight game. Purple Cap has kept it tight, not allowing Samar and Hiren to play their shots, because they normally like to play their shots. You can't keep them quiet for long, but it would be interesting at what stage a drama is going to unfold here.
Oh, don't tempt me, Prasad. It could come now. Push down, pick up another single in this over. That's what HARIOM Titans will do against star bowlers. They'll rotate the strike. And we still have just a few more deliveries left to wrap up the power play. Would you say the HARIOM Titans are still in a comfortable position?
Absolutely. So far, I don't think they would be feeling any sort of pressure at all, because as long as they have Hiren and Samar in the center, they realize that they are two of their best batters in the center. So there wouldn't be any pressure at all. But for the Purple Cap, they would be looking for...
Oh, that's up in the air. It lands safely.
No man's
Fielder
land.
will chase it. Doesn't find the fence. They'll pick up 2 in the middle.
Now for the Purple Cap, they would be hoping that little bit of ignition from someone, maybe from one of the youngsters or maybe from one of the experienced one, who could give them a wicket or two. and then you will see the whole unit, the fielding and the bowling unit, to be a totally different.
Oh, Ankit Ashani getting closer and closer, and he could be that person to change the game here for the Purple Caps. So far, he's only conceded 12. Still to pick up a wicket here. He's done great out there in the field. And we've got one more to lift the field restrictions.
I was just having a chat with our fellow colleague Ashmita while I was sitting there. She is also looking forward to an interesting game, not a one-sided game, and she nods looking at us as we are speaking about it.
Oh, that's up in the air for some time, but lands safely. Ankit Ashani ends the over with a dot, and that brings HARIOM Titans to 35 runs for the loss of 2 after 6. That also wraps up our power play. Hiren Kirai on 9, Samar Gajjar on 6. 81 required of 84. And like you mentioned, the voice of Ashmita echoing across the Sri Kachileva Patel Samaj Stadium for the last 3 weeks, making sure the fans are entertained, hyping the teams here, whoever is playing, making sure every fan is updated with the score and maximums and wickets picked up, and who will be going into the final with her voice.
It would be interesting. Like you said, she has become the voice of Sri Kachileva Patel Samaj.
Izaz now coming back into the bowling action. Done fantastic in his first over.
I think this is also good captaincy from Azaz Kothari. He realizes he don't want to keep the best for the last because there's no opportunity. He needs to get those wickets at the top. He needs to get those main players. There's a bit of words exchange between Azaz and Samar Gajjar. A bit of a nice banter there. I don't think it's a banter. It was some jovial words exchange between the both of them. They both were smiling, but we really need to see a little more intensity in this game, which I feel is being pumped in by both the teams at this point in time.
Yeah, they need to find something here. The Purple Caps, HARIOM Titans need to find the boundary against the captain of the Purples. Can it all happen here? Push down the ground. Fielder gets to it. Just a single picked up. We just got a handshake here from 2 wicket takers from the HARIOM Titans. Can Azaz Kotaria follow suit like Peter Koech did for the HARIOM Titans?
Absolutely. This is what they would be expecting, and this is what I was also expecting a bit from Francis Mutua when he came in the earlier overs, because Peter Koech, they brought him this game. He was rested from the previous game yesterday, and he brought in and he did the damage that it was expected out of him, because a lot of experience. He loves the decks, these kind of decks where there's an extra bounce, there's a bit of an extra pace, and he was using it to his full potential.
Good work there from Neela Kashthambe. Azaz Kotaria making sure that the field is tight. And yeah, absolutely, in the previous innings, we got to see some good bowling action from HARIOM Titans. Spot on from the captain in terms of restricting a score to 115 in a semi-final. Kudos to the entire team. And Peter Koech had to pair up with the hands of Samar Gajjar to get his wicket after the catch in the deep towards the end.
And along with Samar as well, you also see great feeling from Neeraj, the captain himself. He took at least a couple of catches, if not more.
For sure. If you have those two in the deep, I don't think you'd want to be finding the fence on that side. Comes off the pads this time. Huge appeal.
And what is interesting, more than the fielders, you get the appeal from outside. I could hear the roar of the fans. They're appealing so much. Now the umpire is so confused. Where's the appeal coming from?
Azaz is wondering where's the wicket gonna come from, because he's so frustrated with no decision going his way so far. Looks like it came off the bat.
Yes, absolutely. There was a bat. Otherwise, this could have been a great appeal, because it was straight on the line of the stump, straightening up. The umpire could have had a real tough decision there, but thankfully for him, Samar manages to get some bat onto it at the last moment.
Yeah, this is a tough battle for us to watch from here, because we have no idea what's coming next. Neither do you. So hold on to your seats. Subscribe, like, watch on Pavitra Live. Not in HD, but in 4K. Semi-final number 1. It's all happening here at the Sri Kachileva Patel Samaj International Stadium.
There's a great drama unfolding here. Great game happening here.
Wow.
Wow, what a bounce that is.
That one beat even the previous one from Francis Mutua.
But I think he was lucky enough. This was an extra bounce. As I told you, this is. I was just having a word with Sukhdeep, the wicket keeper. I think his bat broke in the first over when it was after a delivery from Peter Koech, and on having a chat with him, I was made to understand it was the extra bounce that Peter was getting. Just like you saw the extra bounce right now.
Oh, well dispatched there from the batsman. Hiren Kirai picks his spot and finds the gap. It's a boundary after some time, and HARIOM Titans will be happy with that one.
I think batsmen have been completely unforgiving when it comes to length deliveries. Most of the batsmen, the likes of Samar Gajjar, the likes of Hiren Kirai, Chirag Sisodia, Ezaz Kotaria, Mohit Java, you see all of them. They have been relentless in their pursuit of punishing the short balls.
Ezaz Kotaria punished in this over as a result of that delivery. How does he finish here? Same shot, but this time off the grass, skipping away. Fielder will get to it. It's just a single.
They are looking for that one wicket here, which is not given to them. They will have to work hard because these are two experienced campaigners. They know they are just some runs away, few runs away from making their spot into the final of this season 2.
So, do you have a choice, or do you have an opinion on who is going to make it to the final in this particular match? By the books and by the heart, you can tell me both.
I can tell you it would be a little difficult for me because I've suffered a lot of heartbreaks in this game where my team have actually missed out on a great final by 1 run from a position where we had lost only 3 wickets. So I've seen so many heartbreaks in this game, so it's very difficult to actually say at this point in time. Although I would say if you were to just go by analysis and the way the game is shaping, it's still 70-75% in the favor of HARIOM Titans at this point in time.
Well, can they get over the line? Can they get one hand on the finals as we charge down the semi-final number 2 here? We've just got about 13 overs left to find out if HARIOM Titans can conquer the Purple Caps and win back-to-back matches here. Great. Yep.
There's an off-spinner coming in, Jignesh Irani. He realizes there's a left-handed batsman in, which is the reason that Ezaz actually stopped his left-arm spinner, Sachin Shiani, after the 2 overs. Now he's bringing the off-spinner. Now it's good for him. Jignesh is getting the left-handed Samar Gajjar. If they can get the wicket of Samar Gajjar, you'll see Sachin Shiani coming back to the attack immediately. I have a feeling.
Yeah, Jignesh Hirani has started off well here. I think there's a little bit of change in bowling to put the batsman in an uncomfortable position. They've already got accustomed to some of the players like you mentioned. Shiani will be there. Ezaz Kotaria has 2 overs under his name. We're yet to see Neil Akash Tambe come into action as well. So there's a lot of speculation of how Purple Cap is going to strategize their bowling into this chase. But for now, Jignesh has the responsibility, yet another young player to come into the attack.
Yep, so they would be looking for someone to give them that much needed motivation to put his hand up and get them the dismissal that they need. They need that 1 wicket here to break this partnership, which is looking to threaten of chasing this total very comfortably.
If you're someone like Sahil Shiani, who's going to give you that lofted ball for you to get tempted to come down the ground, is that the kind of risk you'd want to see from the Purple Caps, even the wides, just so that they can get the nick and then you can catch them behind? Or is it too risky at this point?
No, they will have to take the risk because this is a game, you understand, T20 is about 1 batsman getting a 50, especially chasing a total like 120, and the game is over. So what you need is those wickets. So you need to take those risks because as a captain you don't have a choice, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's all happening here and we need to find out how this one goes down because Purple Caps are now looking to slow down in terms of picking up the wickets. They've got 2 important ones. We've reached now almost the 8th over mark. HARIOM Titans are comfortable at this point. And Samar Gajjar in the middle with Hiren Kirai won't be a problem at this stage. They need 69 in 74 it's an easy calculation for the Hariom Titans.
At this point in time, especially with these two batting, yes, I would have to agree with you 100%. But they're looking for that one motivation purple cap.
That's not going to help. There's been quite a few of those in this game, and you wouldn't want to expect those.
I think also the fact that I was a little excited to have a slip fielder there, but you realize, especially for the lefty, there's not a lot of turn that Jignesh is getting at this point in time. Otherwise, if you would have had a little bit of an extra turn, I'm sure with the experience of Ezaz Kotaria, he would want to have a slip fielder in, for the lefty batsman at least.
After 8, we're sitting at 49 for the loss of 2 for the Hariom Titans. Jignesh concedes 5. Samagajar out there. And Hiren Kerai for the Hariom Titans to get them over the line. That's the bowling attack you have. Francis Mutua still with 3 to come. Jignesh Hirani still with some more to come. Sachin Devji Shiani. That's the guy we want to see pick up more wickets because he's already got 2 under his belt. And what a way to get those.
This is good captaincy. I was just thinking in my mind at what point, or we were even speaking, at what point is he going to bring Nilakash Tambe? And here you go, he's coming in the next over. You know, he can actually work more like a slow bowler. Sometimes he's not a lot, he doesn't turn a lot. In the last game, we saw him, he was utilizing the wicket extremely well. He was releasing the ball on the seam, getting a little bit of extra movement that is coming in and some were even going out. So it was completely deceiving the batsman.
Well, we've got to see if he can continue that way, deceive his batsmen here tonight, pick up a wicket and get those fans excited because Nilakash Tambe coming in here for the purple cap in the attack.
See, I think this is released on the seam. The first delivery, he comes with that action and releases on the seam. So you just see that going away from the lefty batsman. Of course, it's a natural off-spinner's delivery as well. This was a normal stock delivery that he bowled. Yeah, pushes it down towards the long off.
(0-0-1). The smallest man for the purple caps with the biggest dhamakas at this tournament.
And I think he's also the greatest supporter of purple caps. He's even painted his head in purple color.
Yeah, maybe
he's actually got his hair colored. Yeah,
the color probably faded off a little bit after quite a few man of the match awards. But yes, a full fan and a full patriot of this team with a cool hairstyle. We might see a few kids later on running around SCLPS on Friday with the same hairstyle if they get to the final.
The purple cap management wouldn't have asked for more. They couldn't have asked for more. What a great guy. But jokes apart, yeah, apparently great cricketer, great person on and off the field, great character in the field as well and off the field as well.
All right, Hariom Titans at the 50 mark, lost 2 wickets. We've still got some cricket left. 66 from 70 is the equation. What can Tambe do here for purple caps? What can Hiren Kerai find? Slap down the ground.
You look at his release right now. This was more not like an off-spinner's release. It was more like a medium pacer's release. And I think he also sometimes uses his carom ball to his advantage. So he's a very thinking cricketer, very thinking bowler. This is why exactly now you see the slip coming in.
Yeah, so a complete change of field as a result of Samagajar coming into strike. Yeah, gets down on one knee, slaps it away and comfortably finds the boundary. How about that? For a fantastic shot from Samagajar. Made it look so easy.
I think he realized that the ball was coming down, it was pitching down leg, and he immediately realizes to go that he had an opportunity to sweep it because there's no chance of getting LBW there, and he just guides it because he realizes there was no fielder there. Mid wicket was slightly more wider there, so he gets it past the boundary rope, and that's 4 runs for him. Tambe not landing the way he would have expected to land.
Much better there.
He changes his side and wants to come round the stumps now.
I would do the same. I think with the school end and the extra bounce and the advantage, maybe you could use it. Cut away. Bounces just before the fielder. Everyone had their hearts in their mouths.
This game is... Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. At the end of 9 overs, the score is 55 for 2. It is not easy to score there. Words being exchanged between the keeper Sukhdeep and Nilakash Sambe. They see there's a bit of a support he's getting. And this is a very sensitive phase of the game. And if they can get the next 5 overs, maybe a couple of wickets, then we have a very, very interesting last 5 overs.
No,
Jamil.
for sure. We've got a great match ahead of us. We're getting towards the halfway point of the second innings. The fans are out here eager to find out how this one will go. You can see some purple cap tops. You can see some HARIOM Titan jerseys as well. Jignesh Hirani coming back into the attack. Pushed away, picks up the single. Samagaja back on strike. He picked up 3 wickets in the first innings. What a performance from him. Also some catches in the deep as well. So he's been a vital player here for the HARIOM Titans and throughout the tournament.
Yeah, so what Jignesh would be looking forward is to have Summer on strike most of his deliveries. Because he's got a better chance of getting an opportunity, getting a nick there. Surprisingly, I do not know if they have a slip fielder. They don't have one.
Awkward there for Samagaja, but makes sure to rotate the strike. Picks up a single. Yeah, without the slip, I think it's a missed out opportunity because with the way it's turning, Jignesh could use that. But at the moment, he needs to keep it right in the middle.
Looks like the captain has just heard us from the comm box here. There's a slip in place here.
This time doesn't wait for the bounce, gets it on the full toss. Again rotates the strike.
I think what Jignesh was trying to do is bowl outside the off stump, invite the batsman to drive it, hoping that he gets an edge off it. That's why he got the slip in place. But I'll be more excited to see that slip in place for the lefty batsman.
Yeah, the invite is there from the bowler, but the batsmen are not interested at this point. They are calm and composed. Just like that, Samagajar pushes it down the ground and will pick up a single. What a view there on your screens. It's a Wednesday night here in Nairobi with semi-final number 1 of the SCLPS Nairobi LAXMANBHAI Construction Premier League. Down the ground once more. And this is smart batting here from the HARIOM Titans.
I think he's bowling a little more fuller. What his captain would be expecting him to come a little behind, maybe a 3/4 length. Or a little ahead, maybe a bit of a volley there where he can get a little bit of movement. Where you need to get the batsman to drive because you're bowling too full for him to be easy to take those singles, milk those singles. That's not going to help him.
Better delivery there from Jignesh Hirani, but the result is the same. Yet another single picked up in this particular over. After the halfway point of innings number 2, the HARIOM Titans are sitting on 61 for the loss of 2. Jignesh Hirani concedes 11. 55 required in 60. And it's semi-final number 1 ahead of us to find out who goes into the finals on a Friday night here. Coming in from the comm box, Prasad, myself, Jamil, and Mitesh will be joining you in the second half of the innings as well. So stay tuned. And stay put to your seats. The HARIOM Titans right now are chasing and they require 60 to win this match.
So welcome back, Mitesh. We are here for the last 10 overs of a very happening semi-final, which has looked like it is going each ends. But so far, it has been the HARIOM Titans who've prevailed well. But it would be interesting to see how the last 10 overs is going to phase out.
Yeah, I think both Samar and Hiren, technically gifted batsmen, experienced players for the Titans. They've studied the shape. They might have not hit the fancy shots, but it's not required at all, considering their run rate is just touching 6 runs. So they played very sensible cricket here. It was needed. There comes in an experienced bowler, Francis Mutua. Just not been his night tonight. Started with a couple of wide delivers in the first over. Off the line right now.
Unfortunately for him and for his team, he looked like a pale shadow of himself in terms of bowling. But because the Francis Mutua, we know, it can be deadly or dangerous, especially in this kind of a wicket. And especially from the end that he's bowling, where he might get the extra bounce. He's a very experienced campaigner, does not give away anything easily. So for him, it becomes a little difficult. But his team would be expecting that he finds his rhythm very soon in the context of this game.
Yeah, look, I don't think Purple Cap is going to restrict the scorings. The best hope that they have is to pick up wickets, and it's got to be targeting at least in the next 1 or 2 hours, just to make this game more interesting. These two batsmen are well set, and like you've said, they have been scoring fluently without taking any risk.
I just have a feeling that with the extra bounce, Francis might be excited to bang in right shot at Samar Gajjar and hoping that he might miscue one. But this time he goes for the fuller delivery onto his pads, flicks it towards the mid-wicket, gets a single comfortably.
Yeah, look, I think the way that field was set in the previous delivery for Hiren was pretty much looking for a short pitch ball, because it's deep mid-wicket, deep square leg. They have a deep point and a third man. All signs of probably a shorter ball there. Once again, field positioning changes. It's always going to keep the fielding team on their foot when you have a left and right hand combination.
And I also feel it's also because of the angle that he wants to come into the left-hander. Because if you see, the long off has actually come into a mid-off. This delivery for Samar Gajjar. So that's exactly the line. He would want to hit his leg. He wants to come onto his middle and leg. He wants to test him there. So this is what exactly he wants to do. And this is probably the reason that he missed out on the first delivery to be a wide, because that was the angle that he was targeting specifically.
Banter touches there between two good friends. It's good to see such friendly banters out there in the middle. Just keeps you lively. And of course, spectators at home, joining us live on Pavitra, definitely want to see such good engagement.
It would be interesting to see how Francis comes in. I think this could be a ploy. Now this is what maybe this could be the words of exchange. This could be a ploy from Ezaz Kotaria, because they all play together for Saurashtra. They know each other since long. So he knows which is the strong areas of Samar and which are the areas where he would want to target. So this could be a clear message from Ezaz to Francis Mutua to hit this particular area for Samar Gajjar.
Well, I don't know about the message that is the ploy that he is planning, but one thing I can tell you for this, the pros that have come all the way from India, the likes of Samar Gajjar, you mentioned Ezaz Kotaria, how much of a benefit it's been for our local youngsters. You've really raved about the youngsters in this tournament, but what we need to also acknowledge is the presence of these senior players, not only the ones that have got Ranji Trophy experience, but also the likes of Mutua, Shem Goche, all these who have played, who are currently in the national team. Narendra Kherai, who's been a former Kenyan player. We have Sukhi in the keeper. Those guys are really nurturing the youth that are in this team.
Yeah, that's a great experience, like you rightly mentioned, Mitesh, for those kids to be playing with the likes of senior professionals who are coming, who've played different leagues in different parts of the world. So you get to learn a lot from them. You become a better player moving forward. But as of now, I think Hiren and Samar are milking the bowling. There's no pressure on them. They're less than run a ball. So this could be a bad delivery, but there's a fielder in place. A slower delivery, not getting the line that he would have expected, swaying down towards his pads. Quick to flick it and gets a single at the end of the 11th over. Score moves to 66. For the purple cap, Mitesh, they will have to get the wickets.
Yeah, a clear intention. Look, if they are going to have any chance, it's wickets. There is no way they are going to restrict the Titans to not score this. The best way they have is to pick up wickets. And like I said, look, it's got to be a wicket sooner than later. That required rate is perhaps one reason the fans here are all sitting quietly on the bench, because the Titans don't need any flourish, any fancy shots at the moment. They're doing it very easy. Shots on the ground. The loose delivery we saw earlier on, Samar put it away. Even that, it was so with ease, you know. So, yes, they've got the bowling cut out. Yes, the most successful bowler of the opposition in purple cap right now, Sachin Siani, once again going to roll his best dice right now.
I think so. Azaz finally had decided to stop his weight. He cut Sachin Shiani despite him getting wickets, just to ensure that Samar Gajar does not play through his 2 overs, because he's a left-handed batsman. Now he brings him again, tosses it up. The first delivery, a bit of a misfield there from Jignesh Irani. Francis Budua comes and picks it up, but still gets a single. They would have wanted to keep the right-handed Hiren Kerai on strike for long, especially when Sachin is bowling. But if he can produce something special here, just like what he did with Shubham Patel. Remember, he was bowling to Shubham Patel, who was a left-handed batsman. He got the ball away from him. It was the arm ball, but for this time it was a left-handed batsman going away from him. And he gets the edge, and the slip fielder there, who we can see again, Azaz Kotaria, makes no mistake and hangs on to it. Now he's passed some words of wisdom to Sachin Shiani. It would be interesting to see what he's going to bowl next.
Yeah, I think some good captaincy there. You know, the captain walking to his bowler. Do not be afraid to toss it up. And that's the sort of motivation a young lad like Sachin required. I know since the start of the tournament, you've really fancied talking great things about Sachin Siani, and he's delivered today at the big stage, picking up those 2 early wickets, giving that glimmer of hopes to the team. But then since then, you know, I'm pretty impressed with the captain of the Titans, Hiren. You know, he's got a very cool head above his shoulders, got his decision spot on earlier on in the field. And now, look at that, they're playing pretty much single games. They don't really require any risky shots, if I may put it that way.
And interestingly, they've actually changed the end from where Sachin is coming. Maybe they could have fancied Sachin coming in still from the school end, from where he'd already got a couple of wickets in the beginning, in the first spell. This time he brings in from a different end. Hits it straight down the ground. Good shot from Samar Gajar. Ankit Ashani collects it. Good pickup and a good throw, ensuring that the batsman only gets a single. Brings in Hiren Kerai back on strike. They would be hoping something to happen here in the next 2 deliveries, because at the moment the Titans are on a roll. They are easily chasing down this total at this point without any pressure at all.
And that's clearly evident. If you see the way they are running, you know, they're not in a hurry to take any twos. They know they've got this chase well under control. Until something drastic happens, it seems like a smooth sail for the HARIOM Titans. But overall, we'll come back after this over. At the end of 12, the Titans are 70 runs for the loss of 2 wickets. 2 experienced batsmen, Samar Gajar, Hiren Kerai, comfortable out there in the middle. The required rate is well below 6 runs. The captain Azaz, taking the ball in his hand, will be wanting to pick up a wicket. He has been very brilliant with the ball this tournament, has led the team brilliantly. The team needs some magic, and it has got to come from the captain, Azaz. Where do they find this wicket from? They need a wicket desperately. Something's gonna give for the purple cap. They need some luck. They need something going their way in the field. Once again, field changes for the left-handed Samar Gajar.
The short delivery, angling away from the left-hand batsman Samar Gajar, tries to step out and hit it over the point. There's a bit of a words exchange. This is good contest shaping in. Azaz trying to play some mind games here. He knows he really somehow wants to get Samar off his discipline, off his focus, so that he can get something out of a miscue from him. That's what he's hoping for. But as of now, it's all going in favor of HARIOM Titans. Another good delivery and good follow through. He's giving it everything here, Azaz, for his team. He knows the importance of this game. They've played good cricket throughout this tournament, and it comes down to this one game. This is a knockout game. There is no looking back from here. And he knows right now the opponents are better placed right now to make it to the grand finale on Friday.
Absolutely. Look, I'll go back to what I was going to ask you in the previous over. Is how good, before that, look at that, crunched away, shot, picked up the length, has smashed that to the boundary. Welcome boundary for Samar Gajar. That's the happy camp.
So they realize that this is slightly going away, missing the usual line that he would have expected, and Samar flashes his bat because he realizes that the moment he beats the fielder, it's going to go all the way to the fence. We can see the experienced Satish Irani there padded up. We can see the captain himself, Neeraj, padded up. They're all waiting for that moment of glory.
Hiren has been a steady ship for the tournament so far for the Titans. But more importantly, what I would like to ask you is, how well has the captain led this team from the word go?
No, I was just listening to some of the greatest players internationally. One was Imran Khan, one was MS Dhoni, and all of them are of the opinion that in a sport like cricket, a captain holds a huge importance and he plays a great role. Because if the captain panics at any point of the game, then the game can go haywire. Unlike a football, unlike a different sport, in cricket as a captain you have to keep on making decisions. On one side, look at Azaz is bowling, he's thinking, he's going to think who's going to bowl the next over. He has to also make quick decisions about the field placements, the field changes. Look how the game is progressing. And it's all happening. There's an edge there, missing the keeper, inside edge, going for 4. Looks like the luck is also supporting the HARIOM Titans at this point in time. Not what the purple cap would be expecting. Everything happening, unfortunately, going in the way of HARIOM Titans, and you can hear it from the crowd as well.
You know, they say when it rains, it pours, and that's the luck that's going round in favor of HARIOM Titans. They have now just upped the tempo of their chase. They've got 11 runs in this over, 82 for the loss of 2 at the end of 13.
And this is also, Mitesh, is also about the momentum. Remember, T20 is a game of momentum, and right now HARIOM Titans has got a lot of momentum behind them. They've lost only 1 game in the league games. They've come here as the most wanted team to be beaten because they are the table toppers, and remember, they are just repeating it one more time. And this is the performance that you expect of a team who has been the table topper throughout the tournament.
And a lot of credit needs to go to the captain, you know, how the captain leads them from the front. Yes, you've mentioned about, you know, you need to have a cool head above your shoulder. But the most important is to also make sure how his team has responded to all the panic situations that they would have been having lost an early game, come back from there strong. And look, sometimes what happens is they just played yesterday, you know, they could have easily been won out, you know, won about this game had there been a bigger score to score. But it's brilliant how the team responded to the earlier cry of bowling well, and that's why they've been set up such a brilliant platform to chase this down.
And at the same time, I'm each time I watch this young lad, you know, something, the way he is, the way he is. Look at the precision of the ball. He's flighting it up, not allowing. He's inciting the batsman to go for it. But yeah, they know they don't want to go for it. They don't want to give away that wicket. That's what. This is good batting, a very smart batting from both Samar and Hiren. They look like they just want to finish the game. They don't want to leave it midway for the others to come and finish it.
And that's the experience that's talking, right? They want to ensure there's no panic down there in the dressing room. What's more important is how they've gone around with this chase. A lot for the youngsters to learn from. Oh, a bit of a uphill there. They just could be something to smile about for the purple cap.
This is what I'm saying. This is again what I'm saying. Look at the maturity of this young lad, and look at the crowd. The crowd is getting into action. There's a send-off being given. Ejaz is giving a send-off to Samar. There's a bit of words exchange between Samar and Ejaz there. He even showed him the gesture which we saw that Shumin Kara of Nairobi Capital was showing it. You know, that wiping out, sweeping out. And this is interesting. There's a bit of exchange from them again. But this is, I'm telling you, Sachin has looked like a completely different bowler from the rest of the squad. And it is also a great motivation for the rest of the team to pick it up. If they could get this wicket, they still have a game. They have to believe it. The Purple Caps have to believe it. At this point in time, HARIOM Titans are well placed. But still, this is a game of cricket. We've seen upsets from nowhere. And if they can just manage a couple of more wickets here, I'm telling you, we are going to be having a game at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Look, they've got a new batsman to come in now. We're waiting for the anxious decision from the third umpire. But the body language of Samar Gajar doesn't look the best of it. But nevertheless, a new batsman coming in. If you pick up a quick wicket now, there will be some chill sending down that spine. That dressing room will have some panic. And then you have an opportunity to get your bowlers on top of the batsmen.
Big game, big occasion, big nerves, big risks and big return. This boy has impressed the Combox, impressed the spectators, impressed his own team. A young lad with a very mature head above his shoulders, Sachin Shiani. He has been that bowler that his captain has been looking to provide him a dismissal. And look at him. All the 3 dismissals, he's had a hand. Looks like we've always we always speak about that victory of Argentina when you talk the hand of the God where from Maradona where he made it a goal. Now looks like this is the hand of God in this game. But will it be the real hand of God for Team Purple Cap? We are here to find it out.
The captain walks out. 32 required. Hiren and Niraj out there in the middle. A very well experienced captain there. Brilliantly balled there. The final over of final ball of a spell that has been brilliant under pressure, right time. I think it's been the top-notch performance in what I felt has been an underperformed performance by the Purple Cap. But he's been the standout. He's been the diamond in this team tonight.
Look, as commentators, we are obviously a neutral party to this. We like good cricket to happen. Doesn't matter which team wins. At the end of the day, we need to see good cricket. The crowd has come for that. Good delivery to finish from Sachin Shiani. What a spell this has been. 4 overs, 16 runs and 2 wickets. I think he deserves a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this young boy. You are seeing him on screen. What a great spell this has been from a young lad. And he has made sure that his team is still there, alive and kicking in this match.
What will be interesting now is a wicket in this over now, just to make things a bit more juicy. Look at that partnership just took away, pretty much has taken away the game. 64 runs.
And my fellow commentator Jamil just reminding me that this has been the best bowling figures from Sachin Shiani. And he's also conceded 13 dot balls, which means 13 new trees planted.
Absolutely, an initiative that we are all proud here about, giving back to the environment, not just the various community social works that the Sri Kachalewa Patel Samaj has been doing, but the initiative of going green is top to nothing. I don't think you could think of a better way to give back to the environment that we all love.
Absolutely. I think you nailed it, Mitesh. This has been not just a great tournament in perspective of great cricket, but also has been for a great cause as well. And this is something that you need to be, I think the Nairobi, especially the Kachalewa Samaj Youth League, has been leading the way in terms of showing it to other tournaments and exciting other tournaments as well. In the meanwhile, we've got a change in bowling. Ankit Ashani comes in, a short delivery, slightly change in speed as well. Could not be picked up the way that Hiren would have expected it, but still manages to get a single. Brings in Neeraj Patel, and this is what Ankit would also hope. The new batsman increase. Neeraj is Ankit's captain as well in the Super League. They play for the same team. They know each other very well. It would be interesting to see how Ankit is going to bowl to his captain.
Absolutely. Look, this is where franchise cricket gets very interesting. You know, dressing room secrets are out.
Leans onto the delivery. A good drive there, but finds the fielder there. I can tell you, if there's 1 or 2 wickets here, nerves will still come in. But on the other side, if this partnership sticks in, and I believe for HARIOM Titans, they still will be very, very comfortable at this point in time with just 3 wickets. They have the experience of Satish Irani to come in. They already have Hiren Karai looking good on 30 runs from 40 deliveries. He's playing a gem of an innings. There's an appeal here. The umpire gives it.
Look at that. He's prevailed against his league captain. You say you called it outright. Secrets have been leaked out.
And this is, don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. This is all happening at the Sri Kachalewa Patel Samaj. Wicket number 4 for the Purple Caps, and they are still giving it a fight. They're giving it everything that they can. And 2 youngsters here. While it was Sachin Shiani on one side, now Ankit Ashani getting the wicket of his captain, in where they play together in the same team as I mentioned earlier, and the keeper making no mistake, collecting it, sends back Neeraj, and look at, he's pumped. Ankit Ashani is pumped and the whole team is pumped. They still see a light at the end of the tunnel here.
A case of cats among the pigeons. Look, it's how to make this evening more interesting. Yes, there is the experienced batter out there, still in the middle, Hiren Karai, but 2 quick wickets have fallen on the opposite end. It's not over until it's over, and like I said earlier on, the Purple Cap have just not learned how to give up. They have gone all the way. Like you mentioned, they had to win the last 2 games to make it through to where they are. So they have that never say die attitude amongst the unit, and we are seeing it right now.
You know, I could feel my heartbeat raising. I have been in these situations many times, and this is a situation that, as a batter, when you're walking in, I'm telling you, even as experienced you are, you still have the nerves. The first 2-3 deliveries could be very, very difficult at this point in time. And Satish, I'm sure he would be feeling that nerves as well. But he's very experienced. He's been through this situation a lot of times. Good fielding there from Ghanshyam Shiani. That could be a potential boundary. Good throw. But good running between the wickets. Satish is quick between the wickets, and so is Hiren Karai. They realizes the importance of singles and doubles as much as those boundaries and maximums. So this is good running between the wickets.
You mentioned about walking out to bat in this scenario, but believe me, there is no pressure other like than being in a semi-final in a chase. Yes, the target is well below 6 runs and over, but you still have to tick them off. Up in the air, fielder coming underneath it. It lands safe.
Whoa,
This is getting interesting. It's absolutely happening right out here at the Sri Kachalewa Patel Samaj ground. Semi-final 1. Titans just require below 6 and over, but it's Navi. It's Navi. You can feel it right here in the com box.
Yes, indeed, Mitesh. We could all feel it. We were all going up in the air. The moment it went up in the air, we were like not even in the com box. We were inside the ground. and we could feel the tension, we could feel the nerves here right in the com box, and this game is getting interesting with every passing delivery.
Dot ball to end that excited over. Yes, they picked up that wicket. 90 runs for the loss of 4 wickets at the end of 15. 5 overs to go, 26 runs required. It's going to be a nail-biting finish for sure. Right here, semi-final one. It's the ticket to the grand finale on Friday online here.
Mitesh, imagine that catch would have been taken. What would have been the situation of the match? It would have become even more interesting, isn't it?
I would just stop imagining. It's become real more interesting now. Neil Akash Tambe back into the attack. Can he deliver that blow? Can he pick up that crucial wicket in this over? Just to make this more spicy and perhaps give some glimmer of hopes and maybe send panic to the opposition dressing room.
I'm so glad that we are actually commentating online and not live on the ground, because I've just had my heart in my mouth when I was, as a team owner, just a recently concluded tournament where it was live commentating going on, and then when my team was on the verge of whether we could win or not, you get live commentary and then you want the commentator to just stop. Because that's not a place that you would want to be in.
No, absolutely. Look, I think at some point, you're right. We don't still feel the pressure. That's the players out there in the middle field. We can only experience it by perhaps best use of words. But we have probably the best seats in the house. Look at that. Yes. That's what we are here for. Yes. It's just giving the crowd an extra spice. And that's why I said, franchise cricket brings a lot out for you, a lot you can understand. In this case, the keeper, Suki, is able to talk to his bowler, Tambe, how Satish goes up with his game. And how you can just get a one above your opposition player in the airs, lofted over to the extra cover region, just a single.
Look now, here, it might also come to a situation that, it's a difficult situation for Purple Cap. If you were to think, the captain has to make two decisions. Either he's going to go full attacking, trying to get wickets, or he has to have at least a couple of overs with 3-4 runs, pushing it towards the last over, maybe even 10 runs or 9 runs. But it would be too difficult because you're looking at a couple of boundaries and the whole scenario changes completely because he's not under pressure.
And I think the most important is how Francis Mutua goes on with his remaining of the overs. A very crucial aspect for the Purple Caps there. They need him to deliver in the final phases. Coming back for the second.
Putting pressure on the fielders. Still getting those runs. Quick runs. Hiren Kerai. Supported well by Satish Irani. This is good cricket. He realizes that all these singles and doubles are going to be of great importance once they're going into the last phase of the game. And we are in fact approaching the last 4 overs of this game.
Straight into the fielder's hand. Tight call there. Yeah, look, Hiren Kerai has played brilliant knock there. He's looked calm, not tried any risky shots. Talk of not playing any risky shots, he just flashed one. And with that, 4 to go.
And you have to be very, very impressed at the way that Samar and Satish have actually, Samar and Hiren has gone about their innings. Because remember, these are two free-flowing batsmen. But the way that Hiren is, he realizes that he's a senior man there. He needs to take his team through. He's not, although he has this urge to go for his shots, he's holding on to himself, not going for those luxury shots, not going for those fancy shots, because he knows that it's all about getting his team across the line. This is great batting and great maturity from an experienced campaigner like Hiren Kerai.
You mentioned it correct. Maturity is what counts here. Maturity is all about how you've timed this chase so well under these circumstances. The captain here will try to see how we can pick up a wicket in his final over. Probably will want to see the back of Hiren there. It's just 20 required now.
So we are here to the last 4 overs. Mitesh, the excitement can be felt at the box. Now we have Azaz Kotaria. Ooh, there's an opportunity there. Azaz hitting the ground, he's coming from the school end, getting the extra bounce, hitting the right area. He just wants to make sure that he gives no room at all to the batsman.
The ooze went in sync with how the wicket keeper have gone up in the box. That's the level of excitement that we are. It's a nail biter finish. We are going to probably go to the last over. A wicket here from the captain would just make these things more interesting.
Absolutely, this is what they would be hoping for. A pull shot. And that's a maximum from the bat. It will be interesting to see. The fielder signals a maximum, and it is a maximum from the bat of Satish Irani. He is not waiting for long. He wants to finish off in a hurry. You can see the applause from the dugout of HARIOM Titans. Short delivery, given the treatment it deserves, slightly off length. He was trying to get the extra bounce, but this time Satish Irani is a good puller of the ball, finds it comfortably and hits it.
Yeah, short ball deserved that treatment.
Every delivery, every single, every double, every boundary, every six, everything is being cheered by the audience at this point in time, because they know every ball is happening. There is something that is happening on every delivery.
Every deliver and every run matters. It's a matter of inches here, whether the ball is inside the boundary ropes or has it gone over. Very important. Four signal there by the umpire. How does the captain of Purple Cap respond to that now?
No, this is great. This is also full appreciation and full kudos to the organizers. They've got the camera here, which actually zooms into this kind of a situation, and those 2 runs can really matter a lot looking at the outcome of this game. This
not
is
not what you require right now. It's pressure building up. That 4 has just put added pressure onto the captain Azaz. He's going to need to reload that once again. Good full length delivery there.
Oh, there's an opportunity here, but good running between the wicket from Satish Irani. Now this game is slowly going into the hands of HARIOM Titans. They would already feel themselves very comfortable, needing only 15 runs from 20 deliveries, with the likes of Satish Irani and Hiren Kerai both at the crease.
Yeah, look, ideally the Titans don't want to send a new batsman out to finish this game. They would want this to finish it.
We can see the experienced Shem Goche and the experienced Vishal Bhojani padded up there.
Brilliant ball there. Brilliant comeback. Look at that. Yes. It's got the crowd excited. Yes. Who tell me it's 10:30 in the watch? Look at that. The crowd is absolutely pumped up. And it just needed one throw back to the batsman to just ensure that the crowd is up on their feet.
You know, there's a lot of nerves, a lot of emotions at this point in time that would be going through. You can feel it for the teams, because they've worked so hard to come this far. They've done all the hard yards, they've done all the hard miles, and they've made it to this final 4, and no one wants to go home empty. Everybody wants to have that cake now.
The irony of this match today is 2 players from Sikh Union have had to change their bats.
What an observation. Both from Sikh Union have actually lost their bats.
It's all happening out here. Look at, just hear the crowd. It's happening now.
Our fellow commentator Jameel lightening up the environment, getting the crowd into action. But from the roar, it looks like we've had more Purple Caps fan here.
The captain for his final delivery of the match.
But looks like there are two people in the middle for HARIOM Titans who are not going to be boggled by the crowd nor by the opponent team. They're just going about their business very calmly, needing only 14 runs to win from 18 deliveries.
3 overs to go. We've got crucial overs remaining. Francis Mutua might just need to step up. He's not had the best of day, but he needs to respond.
Now, I think it might be just a little too late, although I don't deny an opportunity that comes up here in cricket. Can be a very funny game. 1 over, 2 or 3 wickets here and there, and anything can happen. But however, in the context of this game, with the experience of Hiren Kerai and right now Satish Irani, I don't see anything fancy at this point in time.
We've got 3 overs to go. Francis Mutua has left 2 to go, and the captain has given the over to Ankit Asani, who is bowling his final over. There'll be 1 over left. That's going to be very crucial should the game go to the last over.
I think he realizes that maybe that Francis was not in his best today. He was not in the rhythm that he would have usually been. This could be a reason for the captain, because right now he's running out of sorts. He knows that he needs to get a couple of wickets. He can't see the way these guys are playing. They might not take it to the 20th over. So he wants somehow to some of his bowlers to give him even the slightest of chance. But having said that, is there a change in bowling here? Oh, he just decides to bring in Francis Mutua. Looks like he just overheard you, Mitesh.
Going down to what we are talking about, and probably the plan is now to get Ankit Asani bowled a penultimate over and Francis Mutua to finish up his quota with now and the last over.
Francis will have to come up with something extraordinarily special in this over.
What will be very interesting is to bowl 3 dots, pick up a wicket, and then go from there.
No, for that he'll have to bowl out of his skin.
Too much of asking from the way the evening has gone about for Francis tonight. But nevertheless, here he is. No, not the start that he's been looking for. He started his 3 overs with wide deliveries.
Unfortunately, this has been the story for Francis Mutua. You need to feel bad for the bowler because he's a great bowler. He's actually is a promising young cricketer who's been doing well for himself and also for the team. A very cool head. Goes about his business quietly, but it's a little difficult because, at the end of the day, this is what cricket is. It's a great leveler. It can humble anyone on a particular given day.
Absolutely right. The greats have also been humbled. They go through that purple patch. However, the purple caps will require a purple lane. This is not at all the line that he should have been bowling. Anything sliding down the leg was definitely going for that treatment.
Look at the joy in the camp of HARIOM Titans. They sense a final here. They can smell the final here. They are overjoyed. They're clapping at every run that is being scored. And you are looking at 2 guys who seems to be the architect of their victory.
Yeah, it's not been that sorts of evening for not just Francis Mutua, but purple caps. It's not been the best of the evenings for purple caps. Haven't delivered much with the bat earlier on. The required runs are well below 10. It's single digits now.
And Satish Irani is a very experienced campaigner. He might look very small on screen, but trust me, he's got a great head on his shoulder and he's got a wealth of experience. This time, right on the money. Bit of an extra bounce. This is what he would have expected to be delivering very consistently, and he would have been very disappointed. He would be very disappointed with himself, not able to live up to his name, but this is how cricket is at the end of the day. But for now, it looks like it's all HARIOM Titans, HARIOM Titans, and HARIOM Titans.
You're in really good mood of entertainment. Well, yeah, look, credit to HARIOM Titans. They have been pretty much the team in form leading to the semi-finals. Slash that short ball. Some slight fumble there. Yes, they come back for the second. It's going to be sent to the third umpire. Tight. Not sure. And that's the HARIOM owners there. Look at that. The fans sitting there quite relaxed with smiles beaming over their faces.
You still see them. They're very silent. They're waiting for that final run to be scored. I can really relate with them because I've been in that position a couple of months ago, just finishing a tournament. You cannot be joyful, and although deep down you know that you're going to win, but you cannot see that on your face until you see that last runs being scored by your team.
Yeah, anxious wait there. Well, it will be a bonus wicket for the Purple Caps.
Looking back at this game, the Purple Cap would be expected, they would have thought that at least they would have got it to at 120, 130 mark, which could have given them a little bit of extra fighting total. Imagine this was another 20 runs here. Another 20 runs would have been a totally different game at this point in time.
Absolutely. Look, I think they just didn't put up the right score total on board. They lost early wickets in the power play. You can't be putting up a big score when you've lost 4 wickets in the power play. And that's, I think, from that onwards, from the power play onwards, they were basically just playing a chasing game.
I'd also like to invite your attention to this great running between the wickets from Satish Irani. Look at the full stretch. This is, for anyone watching, this is the way you should be going to your crease. Full stretch, extension of his arms, and making sure he's totally grounded his bat.
Into the hands of the third man. Just a single.
Look at this man here, Hiren Kerai.
We are
Look at
one
his experience.
shot away. Could it come from the bat of Hiren, who has pretty much played a very calm inning so far, and I think the most important innings tonight.
He might just give himself much needed weight and finish it off in a much calmer manner, the way he has been playing this innings. I feel he might just look at the delivery that he's going to get his way. Flicks it off his pads, gets a single. He realizes he could sense that victory. He could sense that moment. Another 5 runs and you'll see the entire dugout of HARIOM Titans, and you'll see the entire crowd running in to this ground in jubilation.
Yeah, absolutely. The crowd has been a live wire tonight. We expect similar turnout tomorrow and a grander turnout for the grand finale. But it's been a very brilliant. Oh, that's over the bowler's head. Should run down. And Hiren Kerai will have the opportunity to hit the winning runs when they face the 19th over. I pretty much believe should be from Ankit Asani. And that's pretty much sums up the team that's been in form leading into the semi-finals. 5 on the trot. 6 on the trot now into the finals.
You've said it all, and this is the best way you could put it, Mitesh. Indeed, a team well deserving. Looks like it was a fan of HARIOM Titans. He was wanting the ball to cross the boundary. He was wanting it to come to him, and you could see that the scores are tied. It would only be befitting that the last run of this evening to be scored by a man who's held the innings there despite all the shortcomings. He's been there like a rock. He stood there anchoring the innings, taking it through, and this is the last delivery. Waiting for the umpire's signal here.
The umpires have kept quiet on that. Very, very interesting signal there. It's been sent to the third umpire. You don't want such an orthodox finish.
Waiting for the third umpire's decision. This would be a totally unexpected last run scored if this is the way we have to end this match. It would have been only befitting for Hiren Kerai to hit those winning runs because he's held his end on one side. Umpire still waiting, still discussing.
And that's not the end that they would have wished. But yes, it counts. It's the run that gets them to the finals. Congratulations to Hariom Titans, who become the first team to make it to the final. On Friday, they will be waiting for tomorrow's opponents, which is the Dragons against the Mahadev Strikers.
The first team to make it to the finals, the table toppers, the ones who've played the best cricket throughout this tournament, and it is only befitting that they are the first team to go into the finals. This is Hariom Titans making it to the final. Well deserved. The fans are elated. You look at those youngsters, those young kids storming into the ground, applauding their heroes who've made it to the finals. And this day belongs to Hariom Titans, and they've made it to the finals of Shri Kachilaya Patel Samaj Nairobi LAXMANBHAI Season 2 T20. This is Mitesh and myself, Prasad, along with Jamil, signing off, and we'll be back again tomorrow for yet another scintillating match, the second semi-final to be played between the Mahadev Strikers and Palora Dragons. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Shubhratri.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a way to finish the first semi-finals. And we have our finalists, HARIOM Titans, the first ones into the finals. We'll begin with the Man of the Match award going to Samar Gajjar. The highest number of sixes hit by Ankit Ashani. The most number of dot balls bowled by Samar Gajjar, 17 in total. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Join us tomorrow for the second semi-finals between Mahadev Strikers and Palora Dragons at 7 p.m.